Friday night and we're in fucking Queens.
Isn't it about time for somebody's favorite radio program?
Live from Barrage.
It's not clean!
What do you say there, bottlenose?
A bar in a garage.
Rod with apple juice and dick in the morning.
Mike and Yonkers, what's up, Mike?
I'm laughing at you, not with you.
It's Friday night and I'm in Queens. Goddamn right.
Hey, God.
Live from the garage. It's Ronnie Wood from the Rolling Stones.
I'm packing my pistol.
I do quite well for myself.
They call it a barrage.
Who is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Take two of these and call me in the evening.
Holy shit, Jay!
Zoot Suit Charlie. Rusty Beard.
Fucking fireball.
Sir.
Listen to Live from the Barrage. Don't listen to us.
I once farted at the beginning of Master of Puppets.
Yo, Kev.
Only come out at night.
10 to 6.
Go punks yourself.
My Uzi of ooze.
Nobody wants anything to ooze.
You can tell by the way that I wear my pants.
Saturday Night
I'm a dancing
Fever.
man, no time to practice.
Let's do the news.
That's the news, and that's the news.
You wrong Tron, bro.
Correct Tron, bro.
The Ryan game. Let's move on with the game.
Thunderbolt.
Tilda Swinton, Dan.
It's all day my drawings.
Wubble says he's not listening to this. I wonder if that's because he erroneously believes that I owe him $62 somehow.
Why? How did this happen?
This freaking dummy goes to the World Series of Poker, and I don't have a piece of him. I said no. I have the proof. I have the pictures, and I have the proof. Sir, we'll see about that tomorrow. Oh, you nothing buying people. Get out of here. He thinks I bought a stake in him, but just because
I'm part of a person.
just because I'm in the group message doesn't mean I owe you money.
Doesn't mean, yeah, I was in a group message. Doesn't mean I'm going to a Mets game.
That's not how it works. Yeah. I didn't see you at the Mets game, Pat.
Yeah, I was missed.
You were in the group message, though. I'm surprised you didn't show up. You owe me $26 to take it.
What are you talking about?
And an ice cream.
What? This is bullshit. There was nothing about ice cream in that message.
I meant to ask him about that split 7-inch Wobbles, Jimmy Atkins from Jimmy Eat World, but I never got around to it. Thank you.
Split 7's worth $62.
Yeah.
Discogs.
I'm afraid to even pronounce the name of that band. Jejune. Jejune? Jejune?
Jejune, yeah.
Okay.
You
know that band?
I don't know the band. I know the word.
Okay. That's Brian Musicoff checking in through the chat box. Kyle, Bob, everybody. Wubbles needs no acknowledgement. You're listening to Live from the Barrage here on Radio Nope.
Correct.
We're here every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll be interviewing your favorite guests. Lots of fun to be had. Big fun.
Yeah, stick around. It's gonna get wild.
Stick around. Things are going to go nuts in here.
Exactly.
Going to be absolutely nuts. And we thank...
Wake the kids. Phone the neighbors.
You got any gum? Yeah, we should thank Brad Weissenberger and his tremendous show. In fact, the greatest rap show of all time.
Tremendous.
What's it called again?
It's called
No More Music by the Suckers. On Radio Nope.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was by or for.
Filling in for Tree Voight's Preemptive Strike, which you cannot hear anymore until it comes back on.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Enjoy.
Yes.
Be sure to tune in for that.
Sit and spin.
Before our show, if you like the hip-hop music, Brad's spinning it for an hour before Live from the Barrage every Friday till Tree comes back from his destination wedding or wherever the fuck. Mosquito bit my head.
What?
The mosquito bit my head.
When?
Just now.
Now my bottom's big.
It's itching. Well, I knew I caught her on my elbow.
Her?
Yeah. All mosquitoes who bite, by the way, are females. Just
Is
so
that
you
true?
know. That is true.
I'm not even going to go there.
They need...
It's too easy. It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Exactly. They need the blood for the eggs or something. So yeah, they're all girls. And this little tart, well, she done gone up my elbow here in a line, but just like a buffet table.
I had one in the bathroom the other day, and I couldn't get at it, so I was trying to hit it with the sprayer.
Oh yeah.
For the shower, the whole place was like a water park. It's like Action Park in there. The whole room was soaked. Exactly. It's like a bull in a china shop.
This freaking mosquito, she must have been on the last one. I caught her in the act, and because she wasn't even moving when my finger got near, and I just splattered her all over my elbow. I hope it was worth it, Gertrude.
A buddy of mine used to pinch them and hold them in.
Oh. What, like inject himself with whatever was in the mosquito?
He'd catch a mosquito on him, he'd just pinch it and hold the incisor in.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't be able to stop ingesting, and they'd explode blood all over his arm.
Oh, wow. Oh, the other that way. Yeah.
I think he's in a mental hospital now.
Along with your friend who smells everything you hand to.
It smells like Doritos.
Smell it, yeah.
It smells like corn chips.
Here's $10. He smells it.
This
So
old fuck?
we thank those guys, and of course, live from the Barrage on Radio Nope. At the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to be interviewing Dr. Rob Davidson. Excuse me.
Dr. Robert.
Dr. Rob Davidson. Come on down, buddy. You're the next contestant on. Let's try to swing the Congress to the left. He's a congressional candidate for the 2nd Congressional District in Western Michigan. You can go to robforthesecond.com and see him there. Also, crowdpack.com. He's got a crowdpack political action committee thing on there. It's kind of like a Kickstarter, GoFundMe thing I was checking out. I guess that's legal. We'll find out. Not violating any campaign finance laws there, I don't think. Right, Rob? Or if you are, still call in anyway. So we'll be talking to Rob at 9 o'clock. That's about an hour from now or 50 minutes from now. We're going to be excited to talk to him. I am. I love all that crap. And there's so much going on in the world of politics. We have no shortage of things to talk about right now.
Dude, Trump attacking William Levitt.
Who's that?
The guy who founded Levittown.
What? Why? Because there's no basement?
He's at a Boy Scout troop graduation or some horse shit. He's like,
yeah. Some such horse shit.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, and I saw William Levitt, and he was very sad, and he said to me, I lost my momentum, Donald. I don't think that happened, Mr. Trump.
Right. Levittown is a town in Long Island, and they don't have any basements.
First planned community.
So no bands came out of Levittown.
What are you talking about? Eddie Money's from Levittown.
Exactly.
Eddie Mahoney.
That's right.
He's a solo
he was a crooner. He's a singer. He didn't have to.
He's a cop.
He didn't have to. He didn't need a band. He just sang into the mirror and became Eddie Money. Hi, Ryan. Ryan and Patrick are here.
Nice.
How you guys doing?
Yeah, he just used to sing cover songs at the bar, and then they put him on Johnny Carson one day, and that was it.
That was it.
Rise to fame.
Is that what happened?
No, I just made that up.
You just made that up?
Yes.
It's a bar in a garage.
Alternative facts.
Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. Ryan's here. Pat's here. We're all here. Tommy's coming in later with Joe Latex is going to sit in with us.
Wow.
Hey,
And
I
Pete's
like that
coming
guy.
in. We'll talk to Mario eventually later.
Sounds
Hopefully
like
much
fun.
later. Yeah. And who knows what his deal is. Last week, Mario came here. He got all upset at me that the show was already over. He told me he wasn't coming to the show. He shows up on the show. This is Mario. He says he's not coming somewhere, and then when he shows up, he yells at everybody that the party's over. I said, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What time did we end last week? Like 10:45?
Yeah, something like that.
No, it wasn't even that early.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
It was like 10 past 11 or something.
Whatever it was.
Whatever it was,
This guy
fuck him.
thinks the world owes him a favor or something.
We don't end the show. The show ends itself.
Then he came here with his brother and stuff, and I felt bad because I was sitting here like trying to get the show up to edit before I went away and stuff. I'm like, whatever. So who knows what's going to happen with that
don't
guy
worry.
tonight?
I entertained him. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, are we going to take a night off anytime soon?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's
Summer for crying out loud.
It's been
I know.
dictated by the guests here, and I want to
we
take.
got to get all on the same page here as far as booking.
Yeah, well, that's all going down in the website.
It's like a clown car.
I want to take a permanent break.
What do you think of that?
What do you think of that?
6 foot break.
I've had it. It's not even a bit. I'm done. I'm done, dude.
Over it.
So the only thing keeping me going is the fantastic caliber of guests.
This is correct.
Otherwise, I would have quit long ago. Thank you.
I might quit right now. What do you think of that?
All of a sudden, I'm depressed.
Save it for the air, Patrick.
And we'll be talking to Mario also later and Ryan because Ryan and I went up to Pennsylvania this week. I missed all this Trump news.
I kind of just passed through.
Right.
I left my family with you.
Yeah, good idea. Did you hear what happened?
Did you enjoy them? Did I hear what happened? Wait a minute. Nothing's been presented to me under those terms.
Uh-oh.
Who did what to who?
What-oh?
Well, there was a BB gun up there, let's say.
Okay.
You didn't hear this part?
No.
You didn't hear this?
I'm aware of the BB gun.
Oh, man. Maybe your wife didn't tell you this.
No.
To protect you.
Did somebody get
No
taken out?
one got hurt.
Got?
No one
Somebody
got
got
hurt.
whacked?
Did Mario Manzananzo get two in the back of the head?
2 zooms in the chest last Thursday. No. Well, there was a BB gun up there, right?
Yeah,
Would you agree with that?
I agree.
A BB rifle.
Hmm.
So take this BB rifle.
It was a nice one too.
It was a nice one, and no one knows where it came from. And
Santa.
we had a gun safety course, my children and your children, before we attempted to fire said firearm in
Who
Woods of
gave this
Pennsylvania.
course?
I did.
I was going to say, I don't think there's anybody qualified to give that course.
Well, you would be correct,
this story.
my friend, because
Hey, I have no guidance for my kids. I taught my kids how to drive on this trip. Let's put it that way.
me too. I taught my son how to drive a car. Yeah, well, maybe I shouldn't tell you this. Oh, it's too late now.
Oh, you have to
Come
tell
on.
me now.
Stop stalling.
So anyway,
If I'm going to be mad, I want to get out of here now. You know.
you shouldn't be mad. I already yelled at
Before
your
the traffic.
kid, and
My kid.
Yeah, well, listen. Let me tell the story. I'll tell you what
Go
happened.
on.
Pull up a chair, my friend. So anyway, we talk about how always treat the gun like it's loaded, blah blah blah. It's a one-shot rifle and all this stuff. Keep it pointed towards the air, all that crap. So my kids shoot. Then your kids came out. We went through the gun safety course again
all the standards
for
right?
the late comers.
Yeah.
So then, so I got I think Emma shot once. Okay, she might have hit something. She was fine.
Yeah.
And then you had Audrey, I think, was shooting, and the safety's on. She's holding it up. We're about to go. It's go time. We're seconds away from the safety being released, and her firing the weapon. This is a high-powered BB gun
Just
rifle.
so the audience knows, I'm laughing through all this under my breath right now.
This is a high-powered BB gun rifle, like you take a squirrel's head off and the squirrel next to him.
It was the second most expensive one they had.
I don't know where it came from, man, but I'm just saying. This thing went through
Schools.
It was armor-piercing BBs.
They are hollow point bullets. it takes a wild turkey's gizzard off from 900 yards. This thing will go through you and the rest of your family. Anyway, so just as that's about to happen, your daughter Emma
I knew it was going to be
jumps up because we're looking in the sight and we're looking at the gun. Jumps up with her face right in front of the barrel like this, smiling like this.
Oh,
Like going, hey everybody! Like her face is right in front of the gun, and I grab the gun. I go, no, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
did she cry?
She started crying. I said, get inside! Everybody get inside!
Good.
I went crazy. So she started
going
crying.
home.
She went upstairs. She got a little scared. A little later on, I went up and I told her I didn't mean to yell and stuff, and then but all that crap. But
yell
yeah,
because I
so,
care.
What I meant to tell you, Ryan, is I almost blew your daughter's face off. Thank you. I was sitting around all day thinking, man, how badly that could have gone, and how badly I felt. It went away like after a little while.
I got over it.
Hey, at least she was just trying to bring a little levity to the situation.
Yeah, I mean, but this big goofy grin on her face, like smiling from ear to ear, right in front of the barrel of the gun. I'm like, no!
Oh my God!
Thank God the safety was still on at this point, so
Yeah,
it wasn't really any danger.
She should know better.
Yeah,
Last time
man.
I pointed a gun at her, she, she didn't put on a big silly smile.
She did what I told her.
Sounds like Dennis Hopper in True Romance.
Yeah.
She gave me the whole Sicilian speech once about my heritage.
Right. Scott's saying always keep it pointed towards the ground. Hey, what's going to happen? I'm going to shoot it in the air. I'm going to hit a bird. Hey, it's a free spin. It's pointing towards the ground. It's all rocks.
Oh,
That's
so-
where it's going to ricochet off the rocks and hit me in the face. I'd rather it go up in the air. What are you talking about, Scott?
So before I left,
It's all granite and shit.
I left Monday morning. I went straight to work from the Poconos Monday morning. Before I left Sunday night, you built this target practice range.
I did.
And we didn't. It was too dark to use the gun, so instead we just threw rocks at it for about an hour.
we got into throwing rocks.
Like once every 10 minutes, somebody would hit something, and it would be the biggest celebration.
Like Bart and Milhouse go on vacation.
Yeah.
Let's throw rocks at junk.
But it was like 9 people throwing rocks at it.
This was just a bunch of. But when Ryan says I built a gun range, it was just a bunch of junk hung on string. Like
Right.
I lashed a tree against 2 other trees.
I mentioned it. It looked like the Blair Witch of garbage.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of garbage, really. And we were shooting that and throwing the rocks at it, hitting a slingshot with marbles. Yeah. All right, so I messed up. I messed up on the pointing the gun in the air part of the gun safety, Scott. I'm sorry, but everything else I got right. I was completely sober. I was still drinking involved.
Let's move on to the zip line.
Oh, no, you didn't go ziplining, did you?
No, we had
We had like a little one.
little one in there.
Somebody hooked up the
between two trees going down the hill, and it was like right next to the shed. So if you just kind of wiggle the wrong way on the way down, you're going to go face plant into this thing. And somehow we decided it's going to be funny from this point forward that whenever somebody comes down, everybody just keeps like hurling wiffle balls at them.
Yeah, this is not like some college party either. These are little children.
Yeah. I mean, I think we taught them how to do a keg stand this weekend. I don't know.
This is not some frat junket where they're throwing balls at small children. Just whipping like the person comes down the zip line. All of a sudden, it's like Double Dare or something. You just see like 100 balls come at them. It was great. Smash into a tree.
Worst episode ever.
Oh, yeah. All right, so gun safety tips from Live from the Barrage. Don't point it at your twin sister. Don't stand in front of the gun. And number 3, always point the gun at the ground, according to Scott.
That's the new one. We just added that. Penciling that in.
Never put a handgun in your belt where it points at your wiener, like in the movies.
Especially if you're wearing sweatpants.
Gotta get rid of this thing.
Who was that football player?
Plaxico. Plaxico Burris.
Yeah, don't wear sweatpants to the club and shoot yourself in the leg.
Yeah, let's just, you know what? Let's just skip that one altogether and just change it to don't wear sweatpants.
Yeah, how about you wear all the sweatpants you want, just don't carry a gun around.
Yeah, that's true. No, there's many ways of interpreting this.
Nip it right in the bud.
See, the forefathers had a really difficult time doing this type of thing. It's no wonder it's still being misinterpreted.
How about carrying a gun and not wearing pants? Is that okay?
That's fine. If there's any time to not wear pants, it's when you have a gun.
The ultimate defense.
Try and say something.
Exactly.
Now what?
Yeah, I don't need your rules, man.
Are you a cop?
This Trump's America. I don't have to wear pants anymore.
I got a gun.
There's like a 5-year-old girl
snowflakes.
walking down the street pointing at you. What are you, a cop? Except with a big revolver and no pants on.
Happy 4th of July, everybody. Every day of the year.
Enjoy yourself.
Beth Magoo on the chat box is more creeped out by Scott being a gun expert than John not knowing point of gun protocol. I know everything about it. I messed up one thing. Point down, up. Who cares? There's nobody around.
I got a gun.
Did you teach
I got a gun. I do whatever the hell I want. What are you, a cop?
Did you teach my kids?
Got any gun?
Don't ever point a gun at anything unless you plan on killing it.
I didn't teach him that because we didn't. We were just gonna shoot a can, man.
Kill that can.
You should have took my kids out and killed somebody. That's what she should have done.
Exactly. Yeah, they can't be convicted.
We'll drive-by shooting with a golf cart.
I'm pretty sure it's still illegal for me if I make that happen. Yeah, they charge you with the murder there.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a drag.
You just kill those 2 people. What are you, a cop?
What are you? It's your problem.
I was standing my ground.
What are you, a cop? Hey, a cop, Paul? A BB gun. Did you ever hear such a thing, Paul?
So he gives me one of these, you know? What'd you kill him for?
I said, what are you, a cop? Rob Davidson, Dr. Rob Davidson, at the 9 o'clock hour here on Live from the Barrage on Radio Nope. We'll be talking to him. He's a congressional candidate for the 2nd Congressional District of Western Michigan. And we're going to have some fun times with him. You know, pick that guy's brain.
Get right in there.
Yeah, I want to know what his feelings are on BB gun control.
I want to know what he thinks of William Levitt.
Yeah. I told my boss.
What do you think about Robert Moses there?
I told my boss he was going to be on tonight, and he said, "Is he a Democrat?"
Really? I don't remember booking your boss.
He said, "Is he a Democrat or Republican?" And I say he's a Democrat. He says, "Oh, what fun is that going to be then? You guys should have a Republican on and see where that goes."
I will have anyone on. Please email me at livefromthebarrage@gmail.com, and you'll be on the show. Congratulations.
You're a guest. Call it in. That guy.
You're on the show. In. You show up here, you're in.
Call it in at 9 p.m. Sender of email.
He's in the wood chipper party.
By the way, next week we should, since we're talking about guests, we should talk about next week is legendary coach Dan Gable. And after that, we have Noel Monk, author of the Van Halen book, Running with the Devil, which I am reading now. He was a tour manager for Van Halen from, late 78 to 85, I believe?
Sure.
Something like that. And
you're the one reading the book.
Listen, man, exactly. I have to go back every time. I'm like, who's Mr. Johnson?
I know so much about guns. It's a little about Noel Monk.
I was flipping through the books, and these books, I tell you, you get to, like, I forget who everyone is. And I'm like, who the hell's Dave? And I have to go back like 60 pages and find his dumbass. I'm like, oh, that guy.
Diamond Dave.
Oh, Diamond David Lee Roth. I'm reading the Van Halen book.
Who's Mr. Roth?
Wait a minute, this book has nothing to do with Guns N' Roses.
There's no Izzy at all. I thought that was just a par for the course.
When are they going to find Izzy?
Where is he?
It's so Izzy.
Where could he be? Where in the world is Izzy Stradlin?
I'm enjoying the show. I'd be happy if we stopped the show right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've had fun tonight.
Like
already.
for good?
Yes. Well, for the night. Just tonight.
Oh, well, we're
yeah,
about to
come
get hit
back
by a
next week.
plane, so.
These planes are flying over close.
It's because of the U.S. Open.
Arthur
Goddamn
Ashe.
Dinkins.
All right, Brian, your wishes might come in. All right, don't forget next week.
See ya.
We got Coach. What's his name? Sorry, that's
Gable.
Dan Gable coming in next week. Apparently, we can't end the show. We have guests.
Coach
Yeah.
Lombardi.
I love the guests. I'm excited about these high caliber guests. This show's going place. I'm just worn out. I wish I could just quit my job. That'd be great. Or just not work on Fridays or Saturday mornings. I went straight from Pennsylvania, Ryan. I came home. I changed. No, I didn't even change my shoes. I didn't change anything. I packed a bag and I went straight to work.
Oh, wait a minute. You came
You wore
home.
those BB riddled shoes to work?
That's right. I was filled with holes.
You came home first and then went to work?
Yeah. Oh, you went straight to work?
I went straight to work, my friend.
Yeah, but then did you work 16 hours and a midnight? No, you did not.
Yeah.
I just got home. I'm so tired. But the audience never wants to hear about me being tired.
You did
right?
a double shift when you got back? Double?
Yeah, I did a double. and then I do this and I go back in the morning. Fucking sucks. I don't want to cry and complain and whine on the air, but Jesus Christ, I'm fucking tired.
I worked 5 days so far, so I'm working this weekend too.
Ryan's kid shot John with the BB gun, and John said, you missed me. And then he drank water out of a ladle. And then the water just all shot out everywhere.
Everything I have is riddled in BB gun hole. Oh no, that's just the Swiss cheese. I'll take that for my sandwich. Thanks.
I'm drinking water out of a
Because there was a well up
out
there.
of a barrel and a ladle.
Where'd this water go? It's plumb gone. It's a weird place up there in Pennsylvania. It's like kind of a strange town. You know, with the economy and whatnot. Should ask Rob about that. What he thinks about all these, like, decrepit towns with the barn roofs falling in and all that shit, and all those people going, Trump will bring back. He's going to send somebody over to fix my barn
Trump will
roof.
build my barn.
Forthwith.
The guy's still standing outside waiting with all the tools. And he'll be here any minute.
Here comes Trump.
Get Joe from inside with the plywood. I mean, see the shakes. I mean, I don't know. All these people went out and voted for him. These are the people who vote for him. The people that were like hanging out with up there. Not hanging out with, but people who were living next to and all sorts of this nonsense. And I don't see anything changing up there, my friend. No,
Nope.
sir. We'll talk to
No,
Rob.
sir.
Maybe Rob's going to get in there and change. The guy he's running against, and I don't have his name handy.
I think it's Charles Manson.
Always wins. He's by at least like 60% of the vote. So Rob's got his work cut out for him.
I see you came home with double live Gonzo.
I did. I went antiquing with Ryan. We went to one antique shop and I bought Double Live Gonzo by Ted Nugent, which was the only good album they had. And then for the rest of the weekend, I walked around with Stranglehold in my head. He really is an ugly man. Here it is. Stranglehold. All weekend. Every morning I would get up. Kids didn't get Stranglehold. I was walking around the house singing at the top of my lungs. And they're like, we don't understand what that is.
Knock it off.
It's my vacation.
You're embarrassing us.
Go shoot yourself in the face. You got me in a stranglehold, baby! Like, shut up. I will not. I will not be silent. You didn't buy any antiques, right, Ryan?
No, but I did show up with a gift for you. 2 gifts.
Oh, you did? What are these things?
Oh,
you
these are whiskey decanters.
Well, let's tap on them for the audience.
Yeah, well, they're not full though. That's the only thing. But that's what they are.
Well,
Because I noticed you have a little bit of an empty space.
I'll
back
explain
there
to you
these
what
days.
these things look like. You have on the left a clown, ceramic type clown.
Right. I think he
painted
looks like
ceramic.
he's a Shriner.
He's
wearing a fez.
He's a lefty.
He's got a ukulele.
He's got a 2-string banjo or something there,
He's
and
got a brick wall behind him like the Ramones.
He's got a patchwork of clothing, a giant bow tie, clown makeup, and a Shriner's hat. And he holds whiskey. And then next to him, you have some sort of a down on his luck cowboy.
Yeah. Well, this one says he's an Australian.
That old hombre has seen some rough times, I tell you. He's Australian?
Yeah. But he might be a cowboy still.
You can be Australian and a cowboy.
Yeah. This is free country.
And he also holds booze, right? He's holding a bag with all his
He's got a couple of
possessions in
dead
it.
animals at his feet.
In Australia,
His wife-
they actually do call cars steel horses.
Well, that's very nice of you, Ryan. Thank you
Got
for
a
those
dog and a
gifts.
sheep, this guy. Yeah, so that's for you.
Beth wants to see, because that's right up Beth's alley with the kind of strange folk art there.
All right.
Take a picture of that and
Get right on that.
put that on the website for Beth. Yeah, I like them, man. They're cool. Can I touch one?
They're yours.
They're mine? Oh, good. So, I get this Billy Ray's vase. I can put like all the little trotters.
Does this bother you? Does this bother you?
Who'll be putting that cools out on my floor? Smells of booze in
Is
there.
there still a trickle in there?
Yes, there's a wee dram, my friends. Yeah, it stinks like drambuie or some shit.
I made sure I got you an empty bottle.
Hey, who's seen my cowboy filled with drambuie? God damn it! These kids are into my liquor
Dipping
cabinet.
into my booze. Stay out of my Australian.
That's my Australian outbacker from the
Been drinking out of my Australian.
early 1900s. You idiot! You're no son of mine. I want that filled with Kahlua by noon tomorrow.
Stat.
99 bananas.
Oh, the Shriner hat comes off the clown here. Oh, wasn't expecting the haircut to be totally flat.
Yeah, exactly.
That's smelling here. Ooh, that smells like that's half.
You take the hat off, he's got a full Larry Fine.
Half basement, half vodka.
Nice.
Like Dusty Basement. Who is
Dusty Basement used to play bass for ZZ Top.
King Kong Bundy wrestled him in the 70s.
John's gonna have a heart attack.
This is the stupidest shit. Why do we do this?
I don't know. I'm picturing him talk though. It's driving me up. What a bunch of clowns. You're listening to Live from the Barrage here on Radio Nope. Everything's off the rails. And we're all tired of doing the show. Call in 718-577-2716.
Yeah.
Who's this? Oh, it's Pete. I know that guy.
Pistol Pete.
Let's take the quickest break ever. We'll be back. How about that, Ryan? Since you're busy playing on your
I
phone.
need to. Well, I'm trying to post that picture.
Oh, I know.
My
And where are those pictures I was supposed to see? It's
Two.
Is Don on the phone? I'll be back. Here's brand new seminars. It's a Radio Nope world premiere. Is it?
Nice.
This is a Radio Nope world premiere.
Thank you.
This happens with conga drums. Scat borrowed lines from another time. And every last soul in that last exit hole wants to take me back with them. You're living in a walk-in closet. The carpet cloth, the cat hasn't had shots. A sad, sad listing in the pages of some real estate agent. He's just starting out. You got me up in a tree. You don't wanna be with someone else that's not. It ain't a lot, I'm feeling it now. So coming down, you can't hold me back. Can't hold me back in my sleeper lives on Valerian tea and my slave wages I'm accumulating. I took the notes, the hoaxes, the jokes. I flushed them down the toilet now. I had to see you just one more time and make sure the vibes were still sublime. I was skinny back then with the concave chest. My hair was white from the sun. No better or worse, I call it a while. So just had to find out if I still had doubts. You got me up in a tree. I wanna be with someone else that's not. That ain't a lot, I'm feeling it now. Can't hold me down, you can't hold me back. Can't hold me back with my sleeper lies on Valerian tea and my slave wages I'm accumulating. Accumulating now. Accumulating now. Don't you know, don't you know, don't you know, I'm a slave. I'm a slave. That I'm a slave. That I'm a slave.
All right. Yeah. That's right. That's Silkworm. Slave wages. Before that, we had brand new. What did we hear? We had brand new gold farmers.
Correct.
Stop it! Shut it back!
Let's just keep on coming.
Brand new gold farmers and, of course, brand new seminars. Radio Nope world premieres for everybody. All around. Good job, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're back here live from the Barrage, and we're here with a whole full crowd, except for, I don't know, there's one guy missing. I forget who he is.
Someone's on coming.
We have Tommy Rockstars here.
Hey.
Yeah, let's see, make sure everybody's mics work. We have Ryan.
Yeah.
Pat.
Hey.
Aye.
Pete.
Hello.
Hello. There's a guy I work with who says that every day. I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, hello. I'm like, God,
Is he a Muppet?
I want to punch him so bad. He's just got nothing. Anyway, nobody listened to that. Who else is down at the end? Joe Latex of the famous band Latex Generation.
Hello.
That's right. Also of JWN Photo. He does a lot of things. He does puzzles.
You do puzzles?
He paints on the wall. He redoes the kitchen. He's just not just from Latex Generation.
He also runs and does
Man,
yoga.
there's no one-trick pony, my
He
friend.
runs. He does
Renaissance
yoga.
man.
He doesn't eat animals.
That's right.
No.
And
I hear he drinks the whiskey.
he still drinks the whiskey though.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's what I should do. Give up eating animals.
There's a trade-off there.
Yeah.
If you run 3 miles, do an hour of hot yoga, then you can drink yourself silly.
Run 3 miles and do an hour of hot yoga?
Well.
During?
I mean, well, no, not during, but yeah, it's pretty.
Wait, if you
today that was my relaxation, like having fun. I went and ran in the Karen
Sounds
Park
great.
for 3 miles, and then went to a yoga studio in Midtown Manhattan, and basically listened to a lot of people yelling at me.
What is it like? Some kind of cult? Like you can go anywhere? Like you have like a yoga pass? You could take it anywhere across the country?
For
And be
no,
like,
dude.
hey guys, I'm here.
For the people, it's like that free one? Or
It's an app. I've got an app.
Yeah. What's the
It's
app?
It's called Mind Body.
Okay.
And then there's yoga studios that are all on it, and then I could just kind of go and pay whatever the cost of the classes and show up
mind-body
and
connection, Robin.
Yeah.
Dr. John Sarno.
I'm telling you, this back pain's all in your head.
It's all in your head.
It's all mental.
Yeah. It's definitely there are elements of cult-like things going on there, but it's all
Gotta
good.
change your life.
I got a book for you.
So, are you saying a night of drinking, you have to run 3 miles and do hot yoga for one night?
Well, that's what
the
I did today.
trade-off?
That's what I did today, knowing I was coming here.
What's the minimum I can do?
The minimum you can do?
Yeah,
I'm with you on that.
to
You can join-
offset the night of drinking.
I'm trying to finagle my way on Monday. Finagle my way on Monday.
This is Joe Latex from North Carolina, by the way.
With Leah, who's Tom's fiance, to go to some Russian baths for the day, because apparently if you just sit in a room that's really hot and sweat, you can pretty much get the same amount of calories burnt.
Really?
Yeah, you sweat out the toxins, man.
Yeah.
So
No, but that's just
we
water.
do that
isn't
every
it?
week in this barrage, John.
See, listen, if you drink in here every night, I think you would be okay.
John, man,
Come out on top.
I'll drink here in the barrage and then go upstate and work on the house. I got to tell you, like, I feel like shit when I wake up there, but then I start working, and that's the only way it gets out. You know?
Yeah, you got to get the blood moving, man. You got to get those muscles moving.
You
You
gotta
gotta
get
get
all
working.
the fluids got to go.
And working feels good, and then when you're done, you want to J.O.
Yeah.
That's the best hangover cure, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a real man. Now I need something to Dr. Rob Davidson is a congressional candidate from Western Michigan. He'll be calling
We're going to talk to him about J&O?
No, that's why I changed the subject.
Can you go blind, doctor?
I forgot. We got to be serious here.
Oh.
we have a real guest.
Doctor, I have a problem.
It's like a regular guy.
Doctor, my hands are hairy.
Oh, boy.
Have you ever been so hungover that you just can't?
Never.
Never?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Pete says that with such diligence.
Yes, because
I'm jealous. Pete.
That's my go-to.
That's your go-to? What, having sex?
Well,
That's your thing?
I'm
with himself.
I can't hear it.
That's my thing.
It's my thing. Clears the evil.
That's what I do.
It's like burning sage.
I think Pete just got his first sound drop.
That's my specialty.
Mark it.
Marking it down. You're listening to Live from the Barrage here on Radio Nope at the 9 o'clock hour. I'll be talking to Dr. Rob Davidson, congressional candidate of Western Michigan. Thank you. 2nd District. Don't try to vote in that 1st District, because that's not the right one. What are you, a cop?
How about those drums?
Wait, I have some, here we go. Pat, I got some index cards here.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to throw that. What are you, a cop? I'm throwing index cards all over the place.
Glass breaking.
Come back,
That's what I'm
David
looking for.
Letterman. We need you. This crap of Judd Rules, who is on late night television, is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
He was good with Norm. Did you listen to that?
I saw
great.
that.
That was great.
I didn't
yeah.
watch it yet. I was sleeping when Pat texted to
It's
me,
like
and then
an hour.
I didn't go back to it.
It's great. Yeah.
You're
He's got
sleeping with me.
That's what
Pat
it
likes to
sounded
text me in the middle of the night.
Spooning.
I know you're the only one up.
Did you catch the Norm Macdonald Netflix special yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was.
I've got about
amazing.
halfway through it. Yeah, it's good.
That guy is a treasure. And I feel like, am I alone in feeling like when you watch him, you're thinking like, am I the only one that gets how funny this is?
Yeah, well, I don't think the people who showed up to see him
paid the money.
I think they probably know.
Yeah,
They're in on it.
No one's going in cold.
They're laughing.
They're hoodwinked.
I like when he goes to, like, places he's not supposed to be.
They thought they were going to go see that guy in Branson with the puppets. Racist puppets.
Jeff Dum Dum.
Yeah. Hello, Dum Dum.
Listen,
On a stick.
oh, really? Why don't you put that puppet on a stick? Jerk.
Dude, my friend Carla Rhodes.
Idiot.
You guys know Carla. She's
she's much funnier than Jeff Dunham.
fiance of former Live from the Barrage guest.
And a hell of a puppeteer, too. What do you think of that?
Oh.
She's the next Jim Henstrom.
Andy Chernoff. She was on the Gong Show with her puppet. She did a...
Who are we talking about?
Carla Rhodes.
Exactly.
She was in here?
The name dropping continues.
No, do you remember guest of the show, Andy Chernoff?
Yeah.
His
From
wife,
the Dictators?
His wife.
Yes.
His fiance.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember him talking about her or something.
Yeah,
Maybe.
she was on the Gong Show. She's a ventriloquist.
Oh, yeah?
The new Gong Show, right?
The new Gong Show.
Oh, I was going to say, like, how old is she?
She's 87.
Back in the 70s.
Yeah.
She was licking popsicles.
She came on right after Gene the Dancing Machine.
Go lick a popsicle.
Here, wait. I have Tommy, I have tape of her performance. Hold on a second. Hi, I'm here to do puppeteer. There she goes. She's right off the stage with those puppets.
I think she got gonged. I'm not sure, but I think at some point she got gonged.
It's called the Gong Show.
There's got to be a gong.
You had that ready.
The slow gong. The gong that rings like a John Bonham.
The sustain.
John Bonham. Isn't that the guy who has those puppets with the sticks?
It's like that.
Oh, it's Jeff Dunham.
It's like the Big Bang Theory with the laugh track removed.
That sounds awful.
I like Jeff Dunham Jr. when he plays with Led Zeppelin.
Just the gong, nothing. Some 8-year-old,
Gongzo, I think
some
they
8-year-old
call him.
tap dancing.
Gonzo.
Can't play without Gonzo.
I've always wanted to be.
Kyle
on
wants
that
me
show.
to gong Mario, so as soon as Mario presses, I'll be gonging Mario to hype up the Gong Show.
Gong everybody.
Gong him over the head.
Double live Gongzo.
What's that, Mario? I don't know.
Captain, I'm here.
Here's him doing monkey sounds. Oh, come on! And then he lobbies the Gong Show for the next 20 minutes about why
There's a
he shouldn't have
cane.
gonged.
That was never a gong.
There's a cane pulling him off.
It was half a gong,
Yeah.
and the stick broke.
Yeah.
Still wants the free hotel room.
Mario throws the show in such utter disarray that they start stealing people from other shows to bring them off. The guy comes out with a hook.
Match
Yeah.
game, yeah.
Sandman
comes out.
You don't want to see that guy. It's curtains for you.
Exactly. Sandman comes out. Don Rickles. Reanimated Don Rickles.
Oh my God.
Charles Nelson Riley.
Mario would do well as the new spokesman for the president, speaker. Of the,
Yeah. You see that guy on the cover of the Daily News?
who the mooch? What do you mean that guy? That's
That
the
guy.
mooch. That's the mooch you're talking about.
Mooch.
You crazy?
The
That
fucking
guy.
mooch,
You
man.
mean that guy? He's the mooch is the big news, man.
Yeah, man.
Don't even tell me that's in your news because that's
Don't blow up my news.
no.
dude.
I mean, listen, you have
What
to.
are you going to talk
you
about?
have to-
Priebus?
All of it.
if there's like a nuclear war, and we're not allowed to talk about it between 8 and 9, then Tommy gets here. Okay, now you can talk about the nuclear war that just happened.
I'm pretty sure we can get the mooch on as a guest at this point.
Dude, man, the mooch does not care. I don't think.
Mooch would come in.
The mooch voluntarily called the New York Magazine, right?
Yep.
Or was it the New Yorker?
New Yorker.
And just said all that crap on purpose, I guess.
Well, I don't understand. Did this guy think he was off the record or something?
Then he tweets that it's like, I guess I shouldn't talk to reporters about
you
stuff.
idiot.
Because they're going to print it. My mistake.
Right.
Fool
Hello,
me once.
Daily Planet.
I knew he was a reporter. I didn't know he worked for a paper.
I'm Superman. Next day, Clark Kent wakes up like, come on, you can't trust these people in anything.
No, I was telling everybody.
The beauty of that article, honestly, was like there was this like
Now
this,
go out there and get me some pictures of the mooch.
Yeah, see?
Get off your lazy duff bar. He still doesn't get it. He's like, I'm Spider-Man. You idiot. Earn your keep. Yeah, whatever you call yourself, kids these days. Get out there and get me them pictures.
Johnson the cigar.
Scaramouche.
dude. There was this total void.
Does whatever a Scaramouche does.
Get out there and
here we
get me
go.
them pictures. I don't care if you're Spider-Man or not. You're still going to work for a living.
The big gunpowder thing.
With like the accordion cup.
Dust going everywhere. Yeah.
Hold on while I open my bellows.
That's the closest thing Johnson can.
Hey, you want to see 10,000 pictures of my grandpa?
Stay still, mooch.
I'm sorry, Joe Latex. Go ahead,
No,
please.
I was just saying there was this total void that Sean Spicer left, and it fucking got filled so quickly. I was like, yes,
Yeah, the mooch
this is the
in the
greatest
house.
thing ever. It's like, oh my gosh, we just got it, you know. Hopefully, whoever the Mets just they traded Duda, right?
Yeah.
So whoever comes, it would be
not
like
right, Duda.
Yeah, but it would be like whoever comes in is even better. Like that's what I feel like is what's going on right now with the press secretary.
It's the trade deadline.
It's so better than Duda.
It's a step
The
crazier every guy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What's crazy is that he's the communications director.
And he doesn't understand that if he talks to the press, they'll print it.
Right.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Right.
Oh,
What do you say, Steve Bannon's?
I'm trying to
sucking
suck
his
my own
Yeah,
cock.
well, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He did say that.
On the record.
He blew up like half his fucking team. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel
He's gonna. Well, this is another theory that he's trying to. He keeps trolling Sessions, and keeps busting his chops. And Sessions is like, I don't know.
What's that band doing to him?
He's gonna. One theory I heard was that he's setting it up so he could fire Sessions. A new attorney general comes in and fires Mueller. Mueller or Mueller.
Wait,
whatever his
that
name
guy
is.
left though.
No, he's gonna get
No,
Rudy.
Robert
He's gonna
Mueller
get
is the special counsel.
Oh, I see.
He's
Right.
He's gonna get Giuliani's in there, man.
He's getting right. He's going to get, and that's how he's going to get away with firing the special prosecutor, not prosecutor, whatever. He's going to get away with firing Robert Mueller without having to actually do it.
We should ask our guest this.
And he's going to fire this Saramucci guy in like 2 days anyway.
This is the most like scene schism administration I've ever heard of.
It's great. But you think like it's funny if the wheels come off, but then they seem to like not come off, and that's not funny.
They're connected by a rope.
What do you think, Joe Latex? Do you think anything will happen from this, or can they just at this point go up there and say whatever the hell they want and nothing will change? No one will care.
Political analyst Joe
Latex. Sad part, no, seriously, the sad part is the people that are backing him, and I know these people, and there's a lot of people where I live that I care about deeply,
sure,
that I respect as human beings, that are blindly just following along with what's going on. They really they look at all of the stuff that goes on and they sit there and go, he's just fucking around, without saying it like that, but they really don't fucking care what he's saying or what he's doing.
You don't think deep down inside they're embarrassed?
No,
they
don't.
They
don't.
No
They
shame.
really just they're like, look at the stock market. That's their excuse. Look at the stock market. Look at how well everyone's doing right now. And it's like, dude, you could have a fucking Ratatouille could be the fucking president right now, and the stock market would be doing great because just the cycle of the economy is in a good place right now. I don't know if it has anything to do with Trump.
So little.
Yeah, but at the same time,
he's a good businessman.
Yeah,
really not.
At the same time, on the other side, you have people who are so outraged, and I almost think, I mean, I don't know if you guys are along with me on this, on this thought that all this stuff, like when he said, let's get rid of transgender in the military, it's a smokescreen.
Right.
He's just saying all that shit to get everyone to stop talking about Russia, because that's really the big problem right now is we have a president who is put into office with the help of a foreign government.
I'm convinced he just wants a Russian next wife.
Oh.
And that's the other
That's what
thing.
this
Like,
is all about.
It's so much more obvious than like just Obama having a name that sounds a little foreign. Like this guy marries Eastern
French,
European women, and he's obsessed with that culture, and they're all like, yeah, no, it's no big deal. And meanwhile, Obama's like, his middle name is Hussein. He's got to be a Muslim.
Do you think if the press secretary came out tomorrow and actually attempted to suck his own cock in front of the press corps, that there would be any blowback whatsoever?
Not one.
In this world.
Not one.
They'd
Not
be
one.
reelected. Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Hold my beer.
No, he was just. It was.
Watch this, you pieces of garbage.
I'm missing
It was a goof.
I'm missing a rib. Watch.
Yeah, and he makes like their wives watch and stuff.
not-
No one would care. They'd be like, "Oh, they're just goofing around. It's all fine."
It's not easy to do.
And tomorrow, I'm going to kill a priest.
It's locker room talk.
I'm going to kill a priest right in front of everybody.
Well, he wouldn't do that because the liberals would like that. So
No, the religious right wouldn't care. They'd be like, "Yeah, I could kill him."
A papist.
The most alarming thing. The most alarming thing.
Kind of with your Roman popery.
The most alarming thing Trump ever said during all of this to me was when he was on the campaign and he said he could shoot somebody and he wouldn't lose any points. And it's because it's true. That's the most alarming thing to me. Like this guy can get away with murder, and nobody that supports him cares.
Can he shoot Mario?
On Fifth Avenue?
Unfortunately, he misquoted John Lennon.
Donald Trump could shoot Ryan's daughter right in the face.
John shot me in the ass with a BB gun.
Gong.
All right, you're 0-1. We're keeping track.
He left.
Where is he now? Here's Mario's walking in, and in just a few moments we'll be talking to Dr. Rob Davidson.
I think Mario needs his own theme music.
Has the esteemed congressman called in yet? Congressman to be?
What show are you on?
I rushed here, John, because I skipped my
It's
son's
not 9
baseball
o'clock yet.
game.
I just said out loud, in just a few moments, we'll be talking to Dr. Rob Davidson.
I was off the air.
Yes, so don't ask questions.
Yo, Kev, you missed your son's
Pass me a note.
baseball game?
I did because
Here we go.
he comes from Betsy DeVoe's territory.
Saved by the bell. Oh my God! I just hung up on him. Oh my God! Oh no!
He'll call back.
Oh shoot!
Is this a secure line?
Give me the red phone. Oh man!
He's got the football.
Now, if you need me to play the
Rob, I
devil's
just hung up
advocate-
on you by accident. I'm so sorry. I forgot that red meant stop.
Red means no.
You thought you were turning down my mic.
No. Can I call him back? Can I do that? Yeah, now you can talk.
Now it's over.
Now you can talk. Now
now
when
it's
you
quiet.
see
Now
when
it's
there's dead air, you can fill that.
I'm very excited. I looked up his pedigree, and I'm happy to be here because even though my son will probably have the game of his life, I just said to him, "Go play baseball,
Here we
sir."
go.
He's going to hit for the psycho.
Let me try this.
Yeah.
Psycho.
Hello, Ryan.
Nobody gets his number.
Trump's Russia.
Hello.
Here we go.
Hi, Rob.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. I'm sorry. I hung up on you by accident. I hit the wrong button. Apologize.
No worries.
Professional show.
How you doing?
Good. Am I on the air?
Yeah, you're on the air. Can you hear me okay?
All right, good. I hear you fine. I was just listening. I actually remembered to turn it off because I've been that guy before when I called in the radio show, so I don't want to be that guy already.
Thank you so much. Dr. Rob Davidson is a candidate for the 2nd Congressional District in Western Michigan. Is that correct, Rob?
That is absolutely correct.
Rob's an emergency room doctor as well. He's an MD, and you can go to robforthesecond.com and also visit crowdpack.com to throw him some bucks on there for the campaign. Can you do that now? You could use like a Kickstarter for.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do
Crowdpack is
that.
a nice platform. It's a GoFundMe platform for political candidates and for movements. You can also go through our website. There's a donate tab. I'm at a training session right now with the Progressive Change Campaign Committee, so I've gone to some sessions on how to be shameless and asking for money. So if I tend to say this over and over, it's just because it's been burned into my brain in the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's very hard. My friend Paul Graziano is running here for city council, and to go around to people's houses knocking on doors and stuff. I did it also for Bernie Sanders. It's not something I'm comfortable with or I really get used to, but I guess you got to do it.
Oh, yeah. I like knocking doors. I like talking to people, but it's the idea. They tell you build your list and move out from there and ask your friends, ask your family, and it's just never anything I've ever done in my life before. I've never asked people for money, I put myself through med school. My parents were able to put us through college, thank goodness, and so we've always been self-sufficient, and so it's just a new world. But in order to get elected in the environment that we're in, you do need to raise money. Now, if I'm elected, I'm certainly going to pursue an agenda where we can have publicly financed campaigns where we can get the money out of politics. So,
what kind of matching?
So hopefully that'll happen.
What kind of matching fund system do you guys have going over there?
A matching fund?
Yeah, you don't get that?
No.
Oh man, see, when Paul's running for city council, if he gets us to a certain number, he gets like 6 to 1 or something ridiculous like that. They give you like 6 times.
Oh, really? So
yeah.
That must be because it's a state. Yeah, the state of Michigan doesn't have it either. I'm running for federal office, so it's under the federal rules. So basically, it's $2,700 an individual per primary per general. That's basically the limit.
How'd they come up with that number?
There's no matching funds.
How'd they come up with that number, 2,700? Anyway, like where does that come from?
No idea.
Like a bunch of guys get together in the room and pare it down, and because if it's 27's a weird number, they have to be like, bargaining and negotiating. No, it's 26. It's 28. 3,000.
Yeah.
Meet me in the middle. Yeah, it's like an episode of.
Well, I've been on boards before. I've been on committees, so I think committees and boards exist so that they can have another meeting the next time. So essentially you have to do something that makes you meet the next time. So I imagine they're working their way towards some number. 2,700 is the bargain, and we'll get it settled on a round number someday.
Yeah. This is Dr. Rob Davidson. We should mention that Rob's running for Congress in Michigan. So if you're in Michigan, anyone could donate to the campaign, though, across the nation.
Anyone who is any American citizen, even people who are listening overseas. You have a strong overseas audience. As long as they're citizens of the U.S., they're welcome to donate.
Excellent. And Rob, I guess I should ask you. I should start by asking you what's your mission? What are the issues? Where does Rob Davidson stand on the issues?
Where do I stand on the issue? I probably should have started with that. My stump speech guy would probably be upset, but I'm just a regular guy. My issues. I'm an emergency doc. I've been doing that for almost 2 decades, and I'm a father of 3 kids. Been married for 23 years, and so as an emergency physician, the folks I see are coming to me, and sometimes some pretty significant crises in their lives, and even when they're not, they're coming to me oftentimes because they don't have a doctor of their own, or because they don't have insurance. Or I had one patient who came in at 2 a.m. with a kid with ear pain. I asked why she came in at 2. She said, "Well, we share one truck between 3 families, and this is when the truck was available." So I see these folks, and I went into medicine because I just wanted to help people. And so when I see this going on, and then then the election happened, and then they started talking about health care. And in Michigan, I don't know how New York, I know New York, I'm sure, had a Medicaid expansion. In Michigan, they called it Healthy Michigan. And in my district, 6,000 people got Medicaid under the expansion. These are people working multiple jobs who just had no other way to get health care. So when they started talking about taking that away from people, and then my congressman actually voted, he was one of the 217 members who voted to take that away from people. Sorry, 219, who voted to take that away from people. You know, I had to get engaged in the process. So I went to a couple of town halls, and I got a question. I raised my hand, and he called on me, and you guys watched all the town halls, I'm sure. So you saw the people screaming and yelling at people. Well, that isn't my nature. I try to be passionate, but not be a guy who screams and yells, because when you're yelling and screaming with your hair on fire, nobody really listens to you.
Yeah.
But people just started. One guy actually yelled out from the stand, "You should run in 2018" at the first town hall, and it sort of snowballed from there. I had enough people in the community come up and ask me to run, or think I should run, maybe should run it, and it took about a month and a half of sitting down, looking at numbers, looking at possibilities of actually winning this race, talking to my wife many, many times, talking to my kids, talking to my in-laws, who are going to be the people driving my kids around when I'm not in town.
Yeah.
And, eventually I got to the point, I said, I can unabashedly say what's going on at the White House and in Washington right now is beyond anything I think I could have ever imagined. And I think we all should be doing something more if we agree with that. We should do something more than we used to do. For some people, that's protesting. For some people, that's calling the members of Congress. And for me, it just turned out that means I'm going to run for Congress and try to replace them.
Do you take this when you see these patients come in and everything, and they can't afford health care, and you take care of them? Do you take this? Do you take it personally?
I do. Now, one of the things I love about emergency medicine is we have a federal law, and you were talking about the Mooch earlier, and the Mooch tweeted this out the other day.
The Mooch. I love that we're actually calling him that for real now.
Yeah, well, that's okay. He wants to. Although I'm from Michigan, so we had the Mooch. The Mooch was our
the Gooch.
Steve Mariucci was the Lions' very unsuccessful, although he's never had a successful football coach. But we had the Mooch for a while, so I don't want to just kind of smear that name. But anyhow, the president's new communications director tweeted this out the other day, that we decided a long time ago that everyone should get health care. They go to the ER and they get treated. And that's true, and I love that about emergency medicine. I don't ask people, hey, what can you afford? I don't ask if you have insurance. You just treat them.
Yeah.
If someone's having a heart attack, but the problem is...
What a concept.
They still get a bill. It costs a lot of money, if you come in and you have appendicitis, you break your leg, or you have, even something minor, it costs a lot of money. So it's good that we take care of them, but then people end up going, 60% of bankruptcies in this country are healthcare-related bankruptcies.
Awful.
Those things just aren't right, I think it's so obvious it's not right, and Republican, Democrat, whatever. I can't imagine people who can't sit down and try to process that and think that's okay. I mean, some people do. Mooch obviously thinks that's okay, but I think the rest of us who aren't billionaires think that's not okay.
Mooch takes care of one guy, the Mooch.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I think he's looking out for himself, and now his new best friend.
Does it stun you that people could be so, I guess, mean-spirited is not even, is not a strong enough word for it, but it could be so callous and awful?
Well, does it? Yeah, I guess it does. I mean, it's amazing to me. No one I've ever known personally in my life has ever been that way, and I'm close friends with people I went to college with who are people out in the Bay Area who have bought and sold multiple internet startups. I mean, these are maybe not billionaires, but they're certainly up there in the 100 millionaires. These are good people. I mean, one guy I know in particular, he's on the board of our college where he went to school. He started a scholarship there. He's got students coming from Kalamazoo College out to the Bay Area to do internships with people in the Bay Area in IT, and that's what he chooses to do with the wealth that he has generated and with his hard work. And so it is really stunning that people get to that point in life where they have so much. And don't get me wrong, I'm a physician. My wife's a physician. We do fine. My kids are good. We're good. I work hard, and I worked hard to get here, and I still have student loans I'm still paying off.
Oh, man.
We're at a
How
point,
old are you?
Hey, man, it's enough.
How old
when's enough is when I think. What's that?
How old a guy are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I'm 46 years old.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you're not younger than me because it keeps happening later.
Oh, yeah.
More and more. You know.
Well,
yeah. You know when you get to
amongst a bunch of millennials right now, so I feel pretty old.
Nice. You know when you get to that point where like every baseball player is younger than you. That's like what I feel like.
Yeah, I know. I can't watch college football anymore because I'm rooting for a bunch of teenagers. It just seems a little strange.
Yeah,
so.
it's a little weird, right?
Yeah.
When you said when you were talking,
I
about...
got to do a shameless plug. I did play college football at Kalamazoo College. So if you want to look it up, it's a powerhouse, Division III MIAA. We won one game my freshman year, and that was our best record in like 5 years. So that's pretty good.
Excellent. One game.
Yeah.
Nice job. You're like Al Bundy. Still hanging on to that.
Yeah.
That one great
game.
Yeah.
Well, I met my wife in college, so those were definitely the glory days. And she's gotten better with the time, and apparently she says she stays with me because I'm funny. So anytime I get in a bad mood, she reminds me of that. It's not your looks.
Right. Well, you're not funny. I'm here to tell you that, so don't worry about it.
Okay, good. Thanks. I won't try so hard.
Neither is this show, so you're fitting right in. When you were talking earlier about how you worked your way through school and you paid your way through school and you did all this stuff, it sounds like the classic, pull yourself up by your bootstraps kind of story. How did your progressive thinking get shaped out of that? Because I guess I don't know the numbers, but I would say are most people in your field, most doctors have some money and they probably want to hang on to it, so I would assume that they lean right. But what was there something in your childhood that shaped the way your politics?
Yeah, it's hard. My folks owned their own business for 30 years, and they made it. We had middle class upbringing. I tell the story, and it's true. And this sort of says kind of where we were financially. We were fine. We had clean water. We had plenty of food. We went on a lot of road trips, but I went on one flight when I was a kid. I was 10 years old, and they just opened up Epcot in 1981. And my parents said, you can decide between going to Disney World or getting braces. So my teeth are a little bit messed up, but I went to Disney World when I was 10 years old. Right. So that, we were comfortable. It was perfectly fine. And they were able to afford, with a middle class income, they were able to afford to send me to college. I did work study. I had a few loans, but nothing bad. And then med school was completely on loans. My wife and I went together, came out of there with probably $150,000 in loans, which nowadays, that's nothing. I mean, that is nothing. We're still paying them off, but again, we're fine. And I think a lot of it, a lot of my opinions formed during that time, I think. I didn't think about it much. We weren't a really political household. My parents were pretty good Reagan Democrats. I had a big union upbringing with my grandpa who worked for GM, and my grandma died at 94 or 5 years ago, and she still called it Generous Motors because she still had health care. She still had pension from his time working in the union. So all of that formed me as a kid. And then I met my wife when we were 19, and she's, I have to say, she may or may not be listening. She better be listening, but she just helped me just kind of become the person that I am, which I hope is a good person, I think is a good person, but just develop that real strain of empathy and caring about other people. And that's frankly why I went into medicine, because I wanted to help people. And it's sort of a classic cliche answer people give when they interview from med school. Why do you want to do it? Well, I want to help people. But yeah, I'd say most doctors tend to lean right. Now in emergency medicine, we're about 50-50. It's the most split group as far as identifying more as Democrats and more as Republicans. And there was a really good story I saw about a guy at Henry's Ford. He's an ER doctor been there for 30-some years, and they followed him around for a day, and they talked about how on any given shift you can bring a warm blanket to a heroin addict, or bring a cup of coffee to a homeless person. And that's just these are the folks. I don't work in Detroit. I work in a rural part of Michigan, north of Grand Rapids. But there's a lot of folks who are pretty down and out. We see a lot of drug problems in our community, and so when I'm in the ED, they don't care what my politics are. I don't care who they voted for. 70% of them voted for Trump. I know that just looking at the numbers. But when they're there to see me, they're just the person who needs me to sew up their leg or who's having chest pain or what have you.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think that really helps define how you think about the world. And so, yeah, it's about 50-50, and that's the only specialty that tends to be pretty much down the middle.
When you say 70% of the people voted for Trump, how does that, why do you think you could win your district? And is it winnable? And what's the motivation?
It's definitely winnable.
Are you feeding off the frustration? I mean, it's kind of a bad way to put it, of the people who voted for Trump and have seen no results.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I want to be positive because I'm a positive guy. My dad was a salesman. He's the ultimate optimist on the earth, so I'll never be that good. But I tend to want to be positive because I am. I think we have opportunities that we can do some good things for folks. And I don't blame these people because when you listen to everything Trump said along the way, he told people he was going to do things for them that nobody else had been doing for them. And he said, "I'm going to bring back your jobs. I'm going to stop these bad trade deals. I'm going to keep you safe. You're going to, the words he used. You're going to just wait. It's going to be great. It's going to be huge. All that. So if you're someone who's looking at what's that?
When's that going to happen?
No, it already happened. I think all the jobs are back. That's why all the jobs are back in Western Michigan, right, Rob?
I'm burning coal in my pocket right now.
Yeah, they're all back, right?
Okay. It's huge. It's great.
It's huge.
America is in fact great. Yeah, so it's. I mean, he said what people. No one's been saying to these folks. I don't know when the last time people were told these things. Maybe it was FDR and the New Deal, but I think there's a big chunk of our society that completely feels left behind. We just heard the numbers today: 2.6% growth in the last quarter of our economy. But where is all that growth? All that growth is in the top 1% or 0.1%. The people in my district who I'm going to be out there working for to get health care, to get education and jobs and all that, those folks aren't seeing 2.6% growth in anything. They're just struggling to get along. So yeah, I don't want to. Certainly, I have no intention of feeding off frustration, but
right.
I think bring to those folks, hey, the same idea. These are the things I think you need, and tell me what you need. Here's what we're going to work for. Here's how we're going to actually do it. We're not just going to say it. We're not just going to say it over and over and over and over and beat it down like that. We have actual solutions of how we can do these things.
While you're out there shaking hands, are you coming across a lot of people that are saying to you, I'm a little bit disillusioned by how everything's turning out, or is it not quite getting through to people yet? Because I feel like a lot of people that I know that are real Trump supporters, everything that's happening is just really doesn't make a difference. A lot of them, I'm not even sure they understand what's happening, but a lot of people just seem to be okay with it when, following his candidacy and his hijinks and winning the White House. Are you finding?
I can tell you. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Are you finding a lot of people that are really saying like, "This isn't working for me"? What do you have?
I made a mistake.
No, I'm not even asking that, and I'm not hearing that. And honestly, the name President Donald Trump does not come up when we're having conversations because, to me, it isn't about a person or a broken promise or getting nothing done whatsoever. To me, it's about these folks and how they're. I mean, these folks, they've been struggling with minimum wage jobs, working multiple jobs, not having health care, and in Muskegon Heights, which is a community of color in our district, getting their schools nearly closed down by the state, having to go into a deal with the state to have 18 months to get their act together, yet they're still getting money taken away. These folks are just worried about those issues in their life.
Yeah.
I don't think these people are sitting around thinking about, hey, Donald Trump, hey, Scaramucci, what are they? I wouldn't care. I mean, if I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to get food to feed my kids and gas to fill up my car. I think I heard the number the other day. In this country, believe it or not, in this country, 60% of people could not find $500 if they had a $500 emergency today. I mean, this is reality for these folks. So who do they care if Scaramucci or Priebus is in charge or Bannon is doing whatever? They don't care. That has nothing to do with it.
So that comes to my next question. On a local level, what do you think is the most immediate thing you could do if you were elected? What's the thing that you would concentrate on first? The easiest, maybe not the easiest path, but the thing that you really want to get on top of right away.
Well, I think the most imperative thing is that people have jobs that can pay a living wage. Now, I come at this from healthcare. Healthcare is what got me into this. Healthcare is what I've been living for the past 2 decades of my life. And so I truly believe that if we develop a system in this country where we get to Medicare for all, I think we free up people from worrying about paying $5,000 deductibles just to go into the hospital. And so they don't have to have that in their mind when they're laying in bed awake at night. We free up businesses from having to pay for health care for their employees. One of the biggest expenses my parents had in their small business was worrying about getting health care for their 3 or 4 employees. So to me, that health care piece is, it's 1/5 of our entire economy. And like I said, 60% of bankruptcies come from healthcare. It dominates people's daily lives with premiums and copays. If we can achieve that, so that is absolutely my goal, to get that health care for all.
I think
another is to invest in education so kids can go on either to trade school or to 2-year college or 4-year college and not come out of it with such a mountain of debt that A, they either don't do it, or B, they're choosing they're choosing fields of study and eventual potential business where they can just make money, and they're not doing whatever is their passion. We should have people doing the job that they can do absolutely the best. They should be able to earn a living wage to be able, when they're doing that job. And all of that to me gets to jobs. People that I see who aren't working, or people that I see who are working multiple jobs and making minimum wage and can't make ends meet, they just want to be paid a fair wage for a hard day's work. And so if we can build that kind of economy from the ground up and not worry so much about the top 1%. Frankly, the top 1% are doing just fine. They don't need any help. Yeah. They're really not paying their fair share for everything they get out of the system. That's how I think we do it. We start from the ground up with healthcare, with education, and with a focus with all of that on people having.
You got my vote, Doc.
You got Mario's vote. Joe Latex, did you have a question?
Yeah, Dr. Davidson. You're hitting on something.
You call me Rob, please.
Rob, I'm sorry.
Unless I'm not a doctor.
Rob, this is Joe. You're hitting on something that's extremely close to me. I live in South Carolina. Yeah. I'm here visiting some friends. But I live in South Carolina, very red state. Healthcare is the #1 issue for my family right now. We struggle with the healthcare. The cost of paying for healthcare has gone up so much over the last few years. Honestly, because of our state's refusal to work with Obamacare. And now we're left with one provider. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. It's extremely expensive because there's no competition left in our state. The thing that I have been fighting for all along is why are we the only westernized civilization with no single-payer healthcare system, and how do we sell that to these people? Because it's in their best interest.
You break everyone's leg.
It's in their best interest. It's in everyone's best interest to have healthcare as a right instead of a privilege. And for some reason,
I'm voting for you.
And for some reason,
hey, why don't you move to West Michigan? At least you can work on my campaign. I'll support you if you got a good message.
I just don't understand how we can, establish with every single human being in this country, healthcare is a simple, basic human right. Why do they not take it that way? Why do they think it's okay?
It's un-American. You're just supposed to work harder, Joe. You're supposed to work harder.
But these are people that can't afford.
Let's find out the answer.
These are people that can't afford.
It is. If I had the answer to that, that's. Yeah. We've got 4 decades of messaging by the hard right, it's all the money. It's all the money. It's the money that's doing it. It's big pharma, big medical device, big insurance, and now because we have everyone with high deductible plans and health savings accounts, the medical IRAs, now big banks are in on it. So all these big corporate these big powerful money interests, they just keep funding people like my opponent, like Congressman Heisinger. That you look at these people's FEC reports, these people have $500,000 sitting in the bank in 2 quarters of the brand new Congress. And all that money's coming from all of those big interests.
That's
how we keep it.
That's the biggest hypocrisy. That's the biggest hypocrisy of all this is these politicians are generally so well off and trying to represent the common man, like you mentioned before, they don't even have $500 to go to. It's such a disconnect, in my opinion.
Well, it is. I forget who said.
I listened to one of my heroes today, Keith Ellison, who's a representative from Minnesota, and he's the vice chair of the PNC. And he talked about it. He said, listen, you can't be way up here. He's got his arms in the air. You can't be way up here talking to people about how their lives are. And you can't be to the left and you can't be to the right. You got to get down on the ground and talk to the people. And, sometimes it's easy to, and even for me as a candidate, I go places and this is, I'm reasonably humble, although I have a healthy enough ego to want to do this. But people tell you, oh, you're so great. You're so wonderful. You're so great. and it can kind of go to your head a little bit. People telling you how wonderful and amazing you are.
Yeah.
You know, to stay grounded. Now, I'm fortunate. I got a sneaker story, and after that first town hall, people said you should run. I was in the car with my 13-year-old son, and if any of you have ever had a 13-year-old son or have one,
yeah,
this will ring true with you.
I have one.
I'm driving along, and I looked over and said, "Hey, Sam, what do you think? Do you think I should run?" And he says, "Well, who would vote for you?" So to me, having that groundedness, but realizing, why am I here? You know, what is the point of being here if not to serve these 750,000 people in my district who are looking to me to somehow make their lives better and at least not actively do things to make their lives worse? I mean, dear Lord, we can at least agree on that.
Rob, have you ever heard
Wait, time out. What did you do? Whatever you did with your phone, change that. Take your hand off it or something. Thanks.
Can you hear me?
That's
Much
better.
better.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's beautiful.
Rob,
Thank you.
Whatever, you should hook up with a good friend of us, the Progressive Liberal, and have him come up to your state and do some wrestling matches.
We had a wrestler on a couple of weeks ago called the Progressive Liberal. His bit is he's a wrestler in Appalachia, and I'm going to say it like that. His gimmick is that he wears like a Hillary Clinton T-shirt and everyone boos him and stuff.
And he says, "Feel the burn off the top rope."
Yeah, he's
great.
What is his finishing move again?
The liberal agenda.
The liberal agenda.
The liberal agenda is the greatest finishing move.
So I think Mario thinks you should team up with a wrestler.
I
Probably
think so.
not the best idea.
A tag team right there in Wisconsin, in Michigan would do a great job. And
I think Dr. Rob Davidson is going to do fine on his own.
Rob,
I
wish you the best.
What do you think
are your
chances?
Do you think that he would endorse me? That's the question. Would he endorse me?
100%.
Seek that endorsement?
How much money do you need?
Would I have to wear a unitard or no? I'm all good.
Yes, you have to wear
that goes over one shoulder.
Yeah, the indie wrestler needs health.
I mean, I do triathlon, so I've often thought of buying a unitard, but mostly I just stick with like the Mandex and the normal shirt. But you know, I mean,
now I'm turned on.
They tell me here I have to be shameless, so
do it. Find him, look him up when you get off there, and team up with him. I think it would make a bold move.
Is it tough being a handsome guy, an ER doctor? You run triathlons, and you've been with the same woman since you were 19 years old. Women must be throwing themselves at you.
Oh, is it tough? You know, so I sneak these things in. I'm trying to think of what else I've done that might be really impressive to you guys that I can talk about without actually talking
Do you do yoga?
Do I do yoga? No, I tried yoga once, and I can't touch my toes, so...
well, you're not as
that comes on
good
the third
as Steve
time.
Bannon.
The third time? Well, I got to do 2 more times then.
Did you know Steve Bannon could touch his own toes?
Well, I heard something about something he could do. I would imagine touching your toes would have to be a necessary part of that. So I don't know.
Can he touch his own toes with his fingers, or is that his stomach?
Yeah, well, we'll find out on the next episode of White House. So many questions. People have a lot of emergency room questions for you. Like, what's the craziest thing you ever saw in the emergency room?
Oh, Jesus.
We got some softball stuff, you know.
Some softball craziest thing? Oh, Lord, I don't know. I can't talk about it.
Was it when the guy got...
I did see
you're violating the oath.
Hippocratic oath?
Well, no. I mean, when I was a resident, I was up in Portland, Maine, and it was a level 1 trauma center. So we saw some crazy types of trauma that, you never want to see. Again, you don't even want to think about. But it's like I got ran over by a train, but it took off an arm and a leg, and that was it. And he was awake, talking to us.
Oh, God!
And he lived. He lived. We saved him. We resuscitated him, got him to surgery. He walked. He walked to the hospital with a crutch. I mean, literally,
I thought you were going to tell a story.
So that would probably be right up there.
Did you charge him half price?
In my mind.
Half price.
I was a resident, so we just did what we had to do. And, fortunately, through the paramedics and people getting to us early, and then the trauma team, everything was taken care of.
Is it shift work? Is that tough? Does that take? I heard it takes years off your life. I work a midnight shift 2 days a week, and it's like a split shift. Or are you on just days? Are you like you're like?
No, I work mostly nights. I work mostly nights. Work a couple of day shifts a month. But I started working nights back when my kids started in school, and I've got an 11th grader now. So really, for the past 10, 11 years. And that was also, now this is another thing I do that will impress you guys. But no, it was really so I could go and volunteer in my kids' school. I could be in their lives. My wife's a doc. She works 3 days a week in the office. And so just for our family dynamic, working nights worked out better. Yep. And so I was told it shaves years off your life, but then I drink a lot of coffee, so I stay awake a lot more than other people. So I think in the end, I'll probably balance out.
That's where the action is at nighttime. Do you think that speaks to your ego a little bit, since we were talking about that it's a way there's what is that crumbling? Stop that. There's a way, an emergency room is like the most immediate way to make a difference. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you know. You're
Yeah,
an
it
emergency
is.
room doctor, for God's sake.
Well, ER is funny because it is a specialty. I think for the best ER docs, it sort of chooses you. You know, when I first went into medicine, I thought I might want to do pediatrics. I thought I might want to do surgery, and eventually when I did my first rotation in the emergency department, it just sort of picked me. It picked my personality. I'm a multitasker. I can handle these, multiple things happening at once. I tend to be pretty cool under pressure. I don't. You can ask people I work with. I'm not a yeller. I don't get upset. I don't get frustrated. I don't start screaming. And when the crisis happens, and this is not me trying to have an ego, but I talk about this with residents all the time. You know, it's almost like people talk about the NFL quarterback. Everything slows down. Well, to me, when stuff's really getting bad and really going down, you just got to slow it all down, and you have to be the one in the room that has at least the outside illusion of complete control. Because if you don't, everyone else around you is going to lose it. And I've seen that happen with newer, particularly residents in training. They're not completely comfortable in that moment,
right.
And so when you're not exuding that confidence, everyone else around you starts wondering what they're doing, starts questioning everything that they've been taught to do. So yeah, I mean, it's.
You can't panic. Panicking is helps no one.
I have a hypothetical.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, I can't answer those as a now person running for office, but go ahead.
Well, Dr. Rob, do you think that
Diabetes.
today's generation that uses their hands and fingers so rapidly and doesn't really do pinpoint control
Now I'm
make
excited.
a less experienced workforce when it comes to surgery?
Oh,
because I tell that to my students all the time.
Wait, who is this?
My name's
we have my dad on the show today.
My name's Mario.
Oh, my Lord.
I teach junior
Get
high
off
school.
my lawn.
Yeah, well, Mario's an art teacher.
I teach junior high school, and I tell them that using your hands in a precise manner is something you have to learn if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a surgeon, if you want to be a doctor.
Right.
And I wonder if the use of the rapid hand movements and everything goes with fingers and thumbs now, and they do everything so quickly, and they hardly ever slow down. Do you find that as younger people are coming in, that they have a problem controlling their hands? Hand-eye coordination?
What a question.
I have no idea. That was not a softball question. You guys are now getting tough. No, I don't know. I think, honestly, it seems like half our job is clicking a mouse and entering orders, doing everything, documenting on the computer. They may have a little bit of an advantage in that world, so I think on balance we're probably pretty evenly matched.
Do you see a lot of people coming in with smaller ailments because they can't afford to go to their primary care physician? They'll go to listen, I'm going bald, or I have athlete's foot and stuff like that.
No, I don't know. If it was for going bald, I'd be in there every night of my life.
Can we take the wigs off the dead
people?
people?
Come in with things that I wouldn't consider an emergency, but a lot of these folks don't have a doc because there aren't enough primary care doctors.
Yeah.
So when they were talking about defunding Planned Parenthood, we'll just move it all to federally qualified health clinics. There already aren't enough docs in those kind of clinics to treat the patients that need to go there. So, that was part of the ridiculously of the whole repeal and do nothing plan that they just finally blocked, hopefully for a while.
Yeah. How busy is that emergency room anyway? Are you in you said you're in a rural area, but the hospital
is in a rural area. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We see 30,000 visits a year, so it's about 80-some patients a day. Our big trauma referral center in Grand Rapids, south of us, they see 130,000 a day, so they see quite a few more.
What?
But we only have, when I'm working at night, I'm all by myself. So
wait a second, I don't understand the number here. 130,000 patients they see a day?
A year. No, a day.
Oh, I was like, what's going on?
A year.
I'm pretty good at math, and I think
a couple of Advil.
that's unsustainable.
A lot of people getting hurt
I don't
out
think there's
there.
that many people in the U.S. that could go there in 1 year, probably. I have to do the math. Maybe there is. No. But it's just me all alone at night. So, some nights it's not that busy. Other nights you get a few crazy things, and it can really occupy the entire department.
What are you doing all night? You watching Game of Thrones and stuff like that? Or
No.
He's watching
I'm
ER.
actually
Come on.
the chief of our department. I'm the chief of our emergency department. So, I'm sometimes doing that administrative stuff.
Are you the cool doctor with the hang loose bandana on? You have Billy Joel playing in the background?
No. We have a few of those. No, I just got my stuff done. I'm just normal. I'm entirely too normal.
You don't go in there with like a Donald Duck voice and stuff to make everybody feel better.
No.
Red nose.
Although when I look at kids' ears, I do a little whistle thing, and I tell them I saw a bird in the air, so they like that.
When
drunk likes that too. So
when you see the elderly people and they come in, they can't afford health care. Do you pull a quarter out from behind their ear? You're like, well, you're halfway there. All right, what's that, Ryan?
The opioid epidemic has been in the news a lot lately. Are you seeing a lot of that firsthand in the hospital?
Yeah, a ton of that, and I mean, a lot of it is frankly the problem of the medical system. You know, we prescribe too many opioids. So I know our department, I know across the country, that is a huge issue. And the problem now is because, we got heroin, and then we start getting fentanyl, and now there's a new one called carfentanil. I don't know if you guys have heard of this.
Let me write that down. Hold on. How do you spell that?
But, yeah. No, you have to do phonetically. No, it's 700 times more powerful than heroin. It's so powerful that if people overdose on this stuff, there's not enough Narcan. That's the reversal agent that all the ambulances carry that we have.
Right.
They have to stock, 10 times the normal doses because people are dying of overdose just because someone cuts them with some bad stuff and they don't know what they're taking.
Where do you find
here
it?
It's a crisis by us.
They were cutting it here with something else. I forget what it's called. Maybe it begins with an F. And people were doing fentanyl.
Fentanyl, yeah.
And so anyway, in New York City, I should just tell the listeners here a little public service announcement. You can go, I think, to the pharmacy or to the hospital and get yourself that Narcan.
Narcan.
They'll give it to you, and you could just in case. Like if you go and I don't know what the rule is, but I'm pretty sure they just give it out for free.
No, it's on the trains and stuff.
There's a big ad campaign going on the train. So if you or someone you know is using heroin or opiates, go get that. Wow. And then if something happens, if you see the guy's dying, jab it in his leg or something, and he'll come back to life. It's great stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this is we're a bunch of people who are running for office. I'm in D.C. right now at a training camp. There's 300 of us. We go out to dinner, and these are the kind of things we talk about the opioid epidemic and about the decriminalization of drugs and things like you guys have in New York. We don't have that in Michigan, but we can sit and put our heads in the sand and say that we should put all these drug dealers and, all these people using drugs, put them in jail. Or in Ohio, there was a town that they proposed only giving them 2 times that the ambulance would go save them with Narcan, and the 3rd time they were just going to let them die. I mean, there was literally a town councilman who suggested that should be their policy.
That's some draconian
and
stuff.
So,
tree strikes.
What we believe is we have to take that out of the criminal world and treat it like it is. It's a disease. People who are addicted to drugs are addicted to drugs. We need to get them treatment. So, I mean, that's another thing our society needs desperately is to take the profit out of prisons. The for-profit prison system, they write the bills that get the mandatory minimums that put everyone in jail because, you know why? Because that's how they make more money. And then they give money to the people in Congress that support those laws. It's criminal.
It is criminal.
Good play on words, but it's criminal.
It's when people have a financial stake in keeping people locked in prison, then we have a big problem.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I am of the belief, personally, that a lot of the problems we have with opioids, drugs, depression, pain, and a lot of that stuff is all stemmed from the American diet. I'm one of those people.
This is Joe Latex
speaking,
I'm
by
Joe.
The way.
Running for Congress in South Carolina.
Yes.
Are you from South Carolina?
I am from South Carolina.
About South Carolina.
It's all about Waffle House.
Charleston, South Carolina. It's the bastion of goodness. I don't know. But I really do believe that diet and what we put into our bodies has a lot to do with a lot of the problems that we face globally, nationally, just in general. A lot of the problems that we face are, a result of the way we're feeding ourselves. And unfortunately, it seems like, and there's a lot of documentaries going on around right now that are kind of sensationalized, but it doesn't really seem like the American diet of eating certain types of foods are benefiting us.
You got a question in there, Joe?
The question is,
ice cream
He's just doing a stump speech.
No.
Take it easy, Larry King.
The question is, with a lot of the health problems as a doctor, do you see any solution with the way people are treating themselves physically with, diet and exercise?
Oh, I think that diet and exercise if everyone optimized those two parts of their life, we could eliminate a huge amount of disease. I mean, there's some foods, and I'm not a dietitian, and frankly, the medical school training of most medical schools as far as nutrition is pretty pitiful. But of course, some foods, cause more inflammation, supposedly, and I don't know all those details, but I just know that
dairy,
people's addiction to food causes obesity, diabetes, hypertension, leading to strokes and heart attacks, stuff like that. And then, lack of exercise compounds all of those problems. I mean, I can't claim to have a perfect diet, but I certainly try, and exercise is a big part of just how I stay sane.
You run
frankly,
triathlons.
but how we stay healthy.
How much of that goes to the the economy and how the people in poverty tend to eat worse than people who have some money to buy access.
Well, politically,
I have a lot of money and I eat like shit.
But no. To go to go to John's statement, politically, from a political standpoint, the subsidization of certain foods, it tends to lean towards awful foods like junk food. Like fast food. It's so cheap. You can buy a fucking
affordability
crazy hamburger for like $1.
Well, you could buy 5 bananas for $1 too.
Well, no, you
yeah,
can't.
but you get into some communities
Damn, I'm
and
getting ripped
inner
off.
cities, and they're food islands. They don't have access to those kinds of foods. They don't exist.
So I was trying to explain to Mario, there's no, you'll have a town which just has, a McDonald's and a crappy supermarket in it, and in these poor neighborhoods, and you don't have access to fresh fruit. You don't have access to vegetables and all these good things. These, organic farm stands and crap like that. You have to go with and you don't have a car. Probably you can't walk there.
Right.
You're stuck.
Right, and I think that's a political. That's a political agenda.
Oh yeah,
that
I
needs
mean
to
the
be
new farm bill
addressed.
that was introduced in 2016, it hasn't been passed yet, but that does include some provisions for urban farming. For using these spaces that aren't being used for anything, and creating incentives so people can have urban farms. I mean, we need to promote that because we need to have farmers markets everywhere. I have a farmers market 3 days a week. We can go to one within 5 miles of my house.
Right.
But I don't live in communities that are food islands. The segregation of our society by class, by race, and then what that means. I mean, you guys have heard of Flint, Michigan, I suppose, right?
Yes.
Flint, Michigan is a key. I mean, they were literally, our state government was poisoning people in Flint, Michigan, and nobody cared about it for a year and a half until a pediatrician, Dr. Mona Atisha, stood up and said, kids are being poisoned. So we need people like her. I mean, she's an amazing progressive. She should run for whatever office she wants, and I will go work on her campaign in a second. Because that's someone who's on the ground saving people's lives. Not just me. Once in a while, you save a life as an ER doc and going to Congress and trying to make people's lives better. She saved I don't know how many hundreds of kids' lives in Flint by shedding light on that.
Is it tough?
So I mean, we just have segregation in our society. It still exists, and it exists based on class, based on money.
Is it tough running as a progressive in your kind of district where you have to kind of explain to people why capitalism is bad without really saying that? You have 1 foot in, do you have 1 foot out? Is it
I don't think.
Is it tough to?
I don't think capitalism is bad at all. I think capitalism is a great system.
Okay.
I just think that to me, I don't think the government should be involved in our lives to any extent unless it's something so important like healthcare, like education, like ensuring people have a fair wage, or heaven forbid, clean water for their citizens, or water without lead that's poisoning kids. So in those ways, government needs to be involved, but that doesn't eliminate capitalism. I mean, if you want to buy a nice car, you buy a nice car. You want to buy an old beater car, okay, you do that.
Don't most of
I think capitalism is great, but we need to have certain protections in place to literally protect the lives of the citizens.
When you talk about the 1%, you talk about people not having money and all this stuff. Isn't it the capitalism, that very system, kind of the root of all those problems?
Well,
or do you believe that
you've heard of crony capitalism? I mean, these folks aren't existing in a free market. I mean, all the subsidies that go to oil companies, we have the lowest gas tax in the entire world in this country. That is to prop up those gas prices. Keep down gas prices so people keep buying the same thing. And to keep those profits going into the oil companies. So it isn't just a strict free market capitalism, even though, I don't think healthcare should be for profit, nor prisons, nor education.
Right.
Forget all that. Look at all the other aspects of society. Everyone's paying someone by funding campaigns of people in Congress or people in the Senate everyone is doing that to get their thumb on the scale to benefit their particular industry.
Right.
I mean, just like the whole idea of net metering and having access to the internet for everybody. I mean, there's big moneyed interests that are trying to get the FCC to change those rulings now. Just like them being able to sell our privacy for what we do online. I mean, who is giving money to those folks who voted for those bills? These are the telecom companies. I mean, so it isn't that it's just a free market and everyone's like, best product, hey, you win. Everyone's gaming the system. And it's that gaming of the system. That's why people are so cynical. That's why people vote for a guy who just comes out and says over and over and over again, I'm going to bring your jobs back. I'm going to do right by you. We're going to bring this country back to whatever his idea of great was. People are looking at it and saying, all right, finally someone is talking to me and saying what I need to hear. So my intention is to go and be someone who isn't on the side of those corruptors, of those billionaires. I mean, there's a lot of words, billionaires, bankers. Betsy DeVos is in my home district. That's her hometown.
Yeah.
And so my congressman is very well supplied by her. And she literally bought herself a seat in the cabinet.
Wow.
I don't think there's any way you can argue that that is.
I'm glad you brought that up. We're talking to Dr. Rob Davidson. He's running for Congress in the second, congressional district of Western Michigan. And since you brought up Betsy DeVos, I know you're on the school board, and and thanks for staying on with us for so long, by the way. I wanted to know if we could just talk about the schools for a minute.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my question. Talk about schools.
Talk about schools. Well, schools are good.
Do you guys have charter schools there? You have a problem with that? And
oh, my Lord, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
where do you stand on that?
My kids are in certain forms, but it's the for-profit system that's messed up. For-profit charters, for-profit cyber charters. When you put that profit mode into a system that should just exist. People should have a right to a good education. Every kid should have that. You put profit in there, and people who are with bad interests, who are just trying to make a buck, they're going to game that system, and they do.
How about the angle of separation of church and state too? Using public funds to fund a private school and you can pretty much make the private school theoretically whatever you like, I suppose. It could be like the Dr. Rob Davidson Institute for kicking ass or something crazy like that,
well, actually, you stole my thunder. That was going to come in the next hour, but
the next hour.
Yeah.
We gotta go to bed.
I got my battery charged. I got an extra battery for my phone. I'm just ready to rip it.
You are a good politician, sir. You do not like to stop talking.
He's been kissing babies the whole time.
I'm learning fast. If there's a microphone or an interview or a camera, I'm right there, man. I'll talk for hours. You want to,
I like
got to
your
get all
message.
5,000 listeners to donate.
It's on point.
Yeah.
The fact is that you want to say all these things that Donald Trump says, but you want to actually follow through on them. And I think what you're saying about
what? It's
about
like,
jobs and connecting to the common man.
About good stuff, jobs, not the other
the
stuff.
message that made people vote for him.
A populist message, but actually the
But
opposite of everything.
What you're saying about capitalism is right. Capitalism is not bad, but it has to have a conscience and it has to have certain accountability. And there should be the ability to make money, but also with the ability to understand that who helps you make that money, and also to hold people accountable when they abuse the system.
Very good, Mary. I'll vote for you too.
There we go.
Do we have any voices of dissent here? Can someone call in yell at us?
Can we talk about merch?
I mean, I can talk on the. I can be the devil's advocate.
You have children in charter schools? Well, I don't blame parents who have children in charter schools.
I have children in charter schools, and it's been great. I won't even lie. Like, both my kids went to schools for the arts, and it's something I wish I had when I was a kid. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, but that's a different. I would envision that being different than the kind of charter system that has destroyed the public schools in Detroit, places like Muskegon Heights in my district. Yeah. Because what they do is the for-profit entities that exist, they cherry pick kids out of these districts, and in our state, they fund schools per pupil funding from the state.
Right.
And it's not based on the community you live in. It's in a dollar amount. We get $7,600 and some dollars last year per kid in my district. We're a base foundation school. This is a little wonky, but that's what they get. Well, if you pull 10 kids out of a school, that's $70-some thousand. That's a whole teacher.
That's right.
Well, if you pull 10 kids out, you can't just get rid of a teacher. You still have classes. You still have to have certain things so they can graduate from school. So then you get the class sizes going up. In 3rd and 4th grade, kids with 30, 35 kids in the class. Those teachers are basically referees for those 35 kids. They can't. How can you possibly teach? So now you got teachers who don't want to go to these places. And then in our state, our teachers are under assault. Our teachers, they used to come out of school and they'd make less than their counterparts who are going into business or something else. But they had good pensions, so that was deferred compensation. They had the best health care. Well, they took their health care away. Now they have the same health care as everyone else, and it's better than someone who doesn't have it, but it's no longer a benefit. And their wages, by the way, haven't gone up. And now Michigan just ruled that we're going to get rid of the pension system. For all new teachers coming in, they go into a 401k like the rest of us, where you might say, okay, well, that's fair. The problem is their wages aren't going up. So you do that multi-pronged complete assault on public education, and what happens? Schools fail. Of course schools aren't going to do well in those situations. And then the people who are on the side of the for-profit industry of education say, see, we told you they're failing. It's the same thing they're trying to do with the Affordable Care Act. They're creating instability in the markets, and they're saying, look, it's going to fail. Well, the only reason it could possibly fail is because there's someone on the other side, a la Trump, a la McConnell, a la Paul Ryan, who are making it fail.
Can I ask you a question about Michigan? Because I'm not familiar with the economical position that where you are, where you're trying to represent is in. Where I'm from, we're booming, and it's really like ridiculous. Like we have Boeing.
Who's this?
I'm Joe. I'm sorry. I'm the guy in South Carolina.
South Carolina, running for Congress. Joe Latex.
No, where we
like
live.
the Joe Show.
Yeah. Sorry.
Rob's calling you out.
Shit.
Joe Latex is running at the mouth, by the way.
Yes.
And for Congress.
That's okay. So you're booming. Okay.
Buffalo Trace. So what's going on is we have a lot of good things happening in our economy where I live. So it's kind of fueling this right-wing
rhetoric. I told you so. I told you it would happen.
It's fueling it because we have we're attractive to big business. So we have Boeing, we have Mercedes just moved in, we have Volvo just moved in. We have all of these huge companies coming into our area, and they're inflating our economy, and it's because we're a right-to-work state. You could fire someone just because you don't like the way they look. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a strange situation to be in, but it's working for where I live.
Your state sucks.
It does, but it doesn't. It's weird because.
What's your question? I got to wrap this up.
No, my question is, what's going on in Michigan for you specifically? Like, is there industry booming? Is there anything? Is there an excuse for this behavior? Because I can almost understand the behavior in South Carolina because it's like
things are going well, right?
Yeah, things are going well. So you're like, fuck, how do I say anything against this when things are going well?
All right.
Well, I don't know if they may be going well for the businesses, and they may be going well for you, and for the big, the investors are doing really well. But if it's the phrase "right to work" is like any of these phrases they make up to make it sound like something people should want.
Yeah.
They can fire them at will. They can't negotiate their rates, but they get union wages even if they don't work union jobs. They just don't have to pay the dues. These people are at-will employees, and so they're still hanging on a thread. Their lives are at risk. If something turns just a little bit, they're expendable. They'll just get rid of them.
I can make a phone call and get you fired on Monday, Joe Latex.
You can't get me fired on my own business. God darn it. Now you can call me somebody.
Sorry to interrupt.
We're talking to Dr. Rob Davidson. Thanks for staying on so long. Just one or two more questions. Were you surprised at McCain's vote on health care, and should we still not trust him and be, wary of this maverick label?
I wasn't surprised. I was surprised Lindsey Graham didn't vote with him, but I think that was political because McCain told him he would cover him, because they both had a press conference and said if we weren't guaranteed that Paul Ryan wouldn't directly vote on the bill they were going to pass, that they thought it was a garbage bill.
Yeah.
But I think we need to bring up, in deference to my wife and the girls in my life, the two women on the Republican side in the Senate that were always on the side of voting against this. Lisa Murkowski in Alaska, who went out on a limb, and Susan Collins of Maine. These two people have to get reelected someday. And they went out on a limb and said, this isn't right for the people of my state and the people of this country. I'm not going to do it.
Right. There might be a gender thing going on there, which I agree with, but still, I don't subscribe to either of those politicians. When they're going to come up with some other watered down thing, I would imagine, and they'll probably vote for that. Let's not start saying we're all heroes.
No, I don't
Just
think
yet.
they're heroes for doing the right thing. I think they just did their job, and that's great. We should sort of say thank you very much and move on. I fear this isn't done. I mean, they're in no way are they done trying to, and all it is a tax cut. It's a 1% tax cut for the richest Americans, and then they got to figure out how to pay for it. And the way they pay for it is by getting rid of the Medicaid expansion, by cutting the funding to states, and by taking away all of the parts of the Affordable Care Act that are actually keeping prices of insurance. And this is a hard slogan. Affordable Care Act, insurance is less expensive than it would have been. I mean, it is. It's gone up at a slower pace. But again, we get back to my personal view as a Medicare for all system. It's the only way. It's just, I think maybe it was Joe that said it, that we're the only Western world. We're the only country in the Western world or in the industrialized world that doesn't have that. We pay twice as much per person for health care. We have a worse life expectancy, and we have a higher infant mortality. I just don't know how a fiscal conservative could look at those numbers and think that made sense. It doesn't make sense to me.
Did you support Bernie Sanders in the primary, or were you Hillary Clinton?
Oh, I honestly didn't. I didn't come out on either side. But when the primary is over, I tried to stay out of that all along, and staying out of it in the primary and our governor race, just like they're staying out of any primaries that are going on in Congress. So I love everything Bernie stands for. I believe in the single payer. I believe in public education. I believe in at least a $15 minimum wage, but certainly a fair wage for everybody. So he's a hero. Elizabeth Warren. I mean, all these progressives that. Nowadays, everyone, if you look at polls and you take people's names away, you take labels away, progressive policies are popular. 60% of Americans think a Medicare for all single-payer system is the right way to go.
You are
70%
correct.
Americans think a $15 minimum wage is the right way to go.
Well, yeah, we label things wrong. I mean, if it wasn't called Obamacare, a lot of people don't even know they're on Obamacare, right? I mean, they sign them out up for the the Affordable Care Act. So this way, because once you mention the guy's name, the people start freaking out. So that's the labeling problem. And thank you, Dr. Rob. I appreciate it, man. Just a couple more. I'll give you an issue, and you tell me whether you agree or don't disagree. Steely Dan.
Steely Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to help me.
You like the band
I guess
Steely
I think
Dan?
I like him.
All right.
Does he suck or not?
I honestly don't know this stuff.
Billy Joel.
I love Billy Joel.
All right.
Yeah, I can do Piano Man on the harmonica. I just don't
Can
know
you?
Do you have a harmonica available?
I have one.
Oh yeah, I'm a singer. I play guitar. I do it all.
Why is this coming out now?
Really? Oh man! So what kind of?
I had this in my notes.
What kind of
You
amp
have
do
to
you
book
use?
me again, and I'll be at
How
home. I'll
much
have my guitar
time
and
would it take to
and
get
I
a
can bring it
harmonica in front of you?
We have to do Gear Talk with Dr. Rob Davidson.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know the gear, but I'll
okay.
I'll sing well.
All right. Van Halen.
Crap or not?
Oh
crap?
heck yeah! I just listened to the front side of 1984 when I ran the other day, and that's like the best
Nice.
workout music ever.
Where do you stand on Ted Nugent? Just the records.
Yeah, Melissa from Michigan asks.
Just on the record, he's a complete nut. And although the song, I think "Hey Baby," I learned the riff on the guitar. One of the first riffs I ever learned. So that's that and "Smoke on the Water" seems to be what every kid learns in middle school.
Yeah.
Do you one day hope to come out with your own signature Fender Stratocaster?
Oh, well, I mean, who wouldn't want that? I'm more of an acoustic guy, though.
Oh, okay. I see. You
Martin.
like the mellow jams.
It was on your bucket list that you
yeah.
wanted to play guitar in front of an audience. Have you filled that wish?
I have not. I have not. So I need to do that.
Let's change that.
I told my kids I was going to go out in town with a hat and bring my guitar, and they said they'd move out of town.
You could play guitar right now in front of it.
Can you play Far, Far Away? That's what my grandfather
I
used
can
to say.
play Far, Far Away, and I can play so low you can't hear me.
Very good, Rob. Thank you very much.
Let's talk shameless plugs. What's the website again?
Yeah, let's plug. It's Dr. Rob Davidson.
The website is www.robforthesecond.com, and you can also find me on Facebook, Dr. Rob Davidson. And shamelessly, we are up against big money corporate interests. We need any help we can get. So if any allies across the country, people listen on podcasts, as long as you're an American citizen, You can give up to $2,700 for the primary, up to $2,700 for the general. So just go ahead and max out, and we'll send you a thank you.
Hey, we got thousands of wealthy listeners, so
That's
don't worry
right.
about
Very
it.
good.
We're in good shape.
I'm sitting right here.
I plan on donating to the campaign myself.
Yeah,
Is that allowed? Since I did, am I a member of the media right
Payola,
now, or is
yeah.
that? I don't know if I can do that. I'll have my wife do it under the table. Don't worry about it.
We wish you
I'm
the
just
best.
kidding. I'm
This isn't
kidding.
considered media, is it?
I don't think so.
Ooh, that's a low blow, Doc.
Absolutely not. Yeah, it's not media.
Hey, Doc.
Fake news.
Hey, Doc, anyone
Hey,
who's
what?
for a single-payer healthcare has my full support.
All right, there you go. It's Joe Latex.
All right.
I
All
will
right. Well,
send you
I'm
money
going to make
tonight.
the big ask. If you want to back that up with the donation tonight, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Put your money where your mouth is,
Joe
Joe.
also wants to know if you cover Alcoholics Anonymous, where he is. All right.
If I
He's had a little too much Buffalo Trace whiskey. By the way, our new sponsor, Buffalo Trace. Thank you, Dr. Rob Davidson. Go vote for him. He's running for Congress. What do you put your chances at? Or do you not want to?
I put my chances at very good. I think
Very
that
good.
we're ready for a change in our district. People
I
are
hope
looking
so.
for somebody
I
to
hope
actually look out
across
for
the
them.
country this happens.
I can't figure out which one Mario's mic is when he's talking over the guest. Thank you, Dr. Rob. I appreciate you staying on.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
For so
Have a good
long.
night.
Thank you,
All right,
sir.
Take care.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Doc.
Don't
Thank you, Doc.
grumble at me, Tommy Rockstar. Thank you, Rob. There he goes. There's Dr. Rob Davidson.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
There are
I
a
can't
lot of
forget.
elections coming up, and a lot of progressive people are stepping up.
That's right.
Not just in Michigan, around the country.
Rob likes his chances, he says.
That was
I hope
fun.
so.
He was a good guest. He was a great
Yeah,
guest.
man, this guy, he knows what he's talking about. I'll tell you
I
that.
don't know. Joe told me halfway through the show that people were dropping like flies.
Listen, I'm telling you, when you talk politics, it's very hard to keep
I'm
an
glad you
audience.
spiced it up, Joe.
But
Thanks for the ratings
Buffalo
tip.
Trace.
Yeah, the ratings update.
Ratings update with Joe Latex.
That I didn't know he played harmonica. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I knew. I had that in the back burner about his whole music thing.
We talked about politics for an hour, and Tommy, you got he plays harmonica out of that.
That's what
I
got.
totally, when he was talking about his medical experience, I wanted to ask him about the largest / smallest penises he's seen.
Oh boy!
Oh yeah.
Listen, man.
But
I don't know when.
I didn't
This isn't this
because
kind of show.
I respect your show.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
When we asked him about the craziest ER story, I thought he was going to tell us a kooky story about a guy who swallowed a bomb.
A guy losing his
Not the
arm
guy
and
who
his
was
leg
cut in
getting
half.
hit by a
Unfortunately,
train.
there's HIPAA.
What's
There's
that?
Not
HIPAA.
good enough for you?
I was thinking
That's crazy.
a railroad tie through the guy, and he walks in, something like that. But apparently, none of these things happen, and it's all in our minds. It's all fantasy.
John, let's hear from our sponsor at Buffalo Trace.
Yes, so let's hear for our sponsor at Buffalo Trace Whiskey. We'll be back after this.
Serves us right. We've waited far too long to let them control our lives and take this spirit from us. We're responsible. me to live without your love. They tell me that my fate was sealed in heaven up above, but I'm gonna fight it, yeah, fight it. Long as the world's been drowned, I'm gonna fight it, yeah, fight it, till they lay me in the ground. You see, there's only one true love intended just for you. You'll meet 'em when your stars align. There's nothing I can do, but I'm gonna fight it, yeah, fight it. Long as the world's been drowned, I'm gonna fight it, yeah, fight it, till they lay me in the ground. And when my life is over and it's time for my last goodbye, you can tell me that I lost my battle, but you can't say I didn't try. They tell me that the way things are is how they're meant to be, but I'll defy the universe to win your love for me. I'm gonna fight it, yeah, fight it. Long as the world's been drowned, I'm gonna fight it, yeah, fight it, till they lay me in the ground. Yeah, I'm gonna fight it, yeah, fight it. Long as the world's been drowned, I'm gonna fight it, yeah, fight it, till they lay me in the ground. Move so slowly, rise so smoothly, take so neatly. The judges take along and they bring it all along. Rise so smoothly, move so slowly, take completely. The judges take along and they bring it all along. This one's ours, let's take it over. 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 Jack the man here, Jack in 10 years. Clusterfuck the array. Bind them up and shut them down. Then they beat it every time. Every time you beat it. This one's ours, let's take it up. 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 Fuck operation! Fuck operation! Fuck operation! Doesn't matter. Shaking all over.
We're back live from Barrage here on Radio Nope. I don't know what just happened. No. Yeah. Thank you, Billy Bragg.
Billy was just in town this week, John.
Oh, was he?
With Wilco's?
Did you try to reach out to Billy Bragg
did.
like
We
he's
had
your
a-
best friend? He
No,
has
we
no
had
idea
a-
who you are.
We had a chat. I'm going to go see him in October.
Nice.
Better
He's got
leave
a
me
new
with
book
one slice
about
of pizza.
skiffle and the roots radical movement of England and how it connected to politics and music of the 60s.
I see.
that followed.
The sound of revolution.
You sound sick. Is it because you didn't wash your hands or brush your teeth the entire weekend that I was away with you?
I did take a shower at the lake house.
You
Did
took a shower
remember?
while you were making dinner. It was
Mario,
the weirdest thing
I
ever.
thought
You say I'm never clean when I cook.
Oh!
I thought you never
scream to the mic.
I thought
please.
you never schwitz in the river.
There was no river schwitzing. John said you jumped in the pool. Well, isn't that enough? I said it's not lake clean.
I couldn't believe it.
You got to be lake clean. You got to jump into a lake. But this place we were at didn't really have a lake, like in the sense of what it used to have, right, John?
Like algae?
Right. In the sense that it was good?
Do you
No, that the lake was right out the door and you just jump in.
Yeah, that's what you want. You
Where
want
I-
to be on the lake.
I didn't need to be showered at all for that trip.
Oh.
Here's some of the things Mario said to me, said on the trip.
You have notes?
I wrote down some things you
Oh,
said.
great.
Out of context, of course.
So let's hear it.
Mario says around the
Wait, can we
campfire.
hear it in in his voice, please?
Mario says this. I used to be the king of Middle Village. What happened?
Now I'm just a jester in your court.
In Rego Park.
We are.
Mario did say this when we were on vacation together this week. I don't brush my teeth till the end.
Oh.
That's right.
End of what?
The end of the trip.
Of the eating. Of the eating.
I said,
You're gonna
have you
eat.
brushed your teeth the whole time we're up here? I don't brush my teeth until the end.
Doesn't that feel good, though, to, like...
No,
brush
he doesn't
them
care.
and,
I'm
like,
talking about
it's
of the
clean?
eating. Like I'm going to eat something in the.
By the way, what happened to you, Mister? I don't brush my teeth till the end. What happened to your tooth on the
Oh,
trip?
look at me now. I'm a hillbilly.
A tooth fell out. He lost a tooth.
I was scuba diving in the pool, and
In the pool?
What? In the pool. I was scuba diving, and then you have to bite on that mouthpiece.
Yeah.
He was
And
looking
I
for
come
nickels.
up, my tooth, because I bit on it so hard, my cap dislodged itself. I look like a hillbilly.
Captain, my cap dislodged itself.
And me and John are bound at the hips. You see what I got? You see this?
Bound at the hip.
We're like brothers now. I have the retractable lighter.
We're sitting around the
I don't even
campfire,
care.
and Mario says
hear
this.
more.
He goes, now that I know about the rapture, I see the beast everywhere.
Oh, that's true.
Whoa,
man. At the
that's like
ball
Iron
game-
Maiden lyrics.
What are you on?
At the ball game we were all at.
Can you say that again in Mario's voice?
At the field trip we were on, I noticed the beast came up at least a dozen times. All the songs and the background music and everything.
With the barcodes.
666, Mario.
Exactly.
I also watched him wipe down he used a cutting board and then he took a dirty rag and wiped it and put it back in like the cabinet.
You're going to be sick.
Yeah,
sick,
that's that.
We made a good team. You grilled and I made the pasta.
Hey man, that cutting board is like that's the one thing you really want to clean.
And you got to keep that
thing's
separate.
rife with germs
Bleach
and
that
disease,
shit.
man.
That's true. Everybody was sick.
Yeah, not us. Just your family.
No, no.
your
The first night Erica went down. The second night my wife went down.
Oh.
And the third night your wife went down.
I got sodomized myself yesterday.
We didn't have a time to just hang out at the fire. I came for a lake trip. I went to a wellness resort. What the hell was going on?
Did you go with Joe Latex
I'm
to do
sitting there
yoga?
with John. God bless you, John.
Mental wellness.
You made
resort.
boom booms in the
Your
lake?
newfound lifestyle is inspiring me. But what the hell? I couldn't get everybody around the fire. I couldn't give anybody OxyContin. I couldn't yell that.
Excuse me, I stayed up with you every single night and hung out.
You did.
The
But it
first
rained.
night I didn't because I was on a crazy run of work and
I
straight
looked
from work
around
to the.
at 10 o'clock and I was like, where the fuck is John?
Oh, what happened was Friday night we did the show.
Hey, where's
Right.
Billy?
Where's the doctor?
Yeah, what are you, cop? Friday night we did the show, and then I went to work on Saturday morning, and then Colette picked me up at work, and we went straight to Pennsylvania from work. So I was a little beat.
How long was the drive there for you?
It's only like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
It's not bad.
It's a nice drive.
Mario also said one more thing. He said, we were sitting on the porch, he goes, last night I realized something. This is all for the kids. I'm like,
Really?
yeah, you just realized that last night?
'Cause now that I'm sitting
The
there
kids are
sober,
16 years old.
Now that I'm sitting there sober, I realize what the hell.
It's the beast.
Maybe we came up here so they could all play.
No, thank you, Mario. It was a tremendous trip. I'm glad it's over.
We have in a short month we're going on Part Dukes.
I'm glad.
Goose.
I think your wife hates me. She gives me some kind of. She gives me some kind of attitude or something.
Maybe she listens to the show.
You know, I don't need to go on vacation and get attitude. Why don't you guys stay home? Go on your own vacation.
I don't need lip.
She respects you more than ever.
Yeah.
Mara, didn't you say that she caught you like J&O to John's Facebook page or something like that?
What?
Remember like 2 weeks ago, your wife came down and she said
She
you were
does
staring
think
at.
we have a bromance. Yeah.
He was stroking it out.
Look, now that we have matching lighters, we tie them together and run around the campsite.
What's in the news?
All right. All right.
I love you, John Julian. I had a great time.
I love you too.
And I'm
Thank you.
sorry I missed you, Ryan.
Are you?
Yeah, because I wanted to hang with. I like
That makes one of us.
I like hanging out with you guys. You're all right.
Ryan hightailed it out of Dodge just in time.
Right, I used work as an excuse.
Yeah, he went home and went to sleep.
Chased him down that dirt
Little
path
fucking
with a
piece of
BB
quiet.
gun.
Piece of quiet.
Live news coverage, turn on your TV. To listen to a bunch of drunken buffoons goof on shit, listen to Live from the Barrage
take
every
umbrage
Friday
with
at
that.
8 p.m. on livestream.
On RadioNope.com.
The buffoons.
Hey, Tommy, what's in the news? Here's Tommy Rockstar with the news explosion.
Tommy Rockstar's bullshit.
Yeah, baby. Here
Lots
we
in
go.
the news this week.
So much.
Oh, my God.
So much. This news is rocketing out of Washington, D.C. It's breaking.
Oh, so much.
Newly appointed White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci.
The mooch.
Mooch man.
Oh,
recently unloaded a barrel of profanities at a New York magazine.
Hey.
Anthony.
Load.
At a reporter this week.
I'm an infant.
After he called the reporter to rat out a leaker in the White House staff that informed the reporter of Scaramucci's personal plans.
Hey.
Hey, it's Scaramucci.
Rat out a leaker
There's
is
an
my favorite
Italian
Zappa
Hey,
saying-
wait. I have a tape of him calling the reporter right here.
Yep.
What do you say there, bottlenose?
There's an Italian saying,
Who
stick
is
the
this?
umbrella up my ass, but don't open it.
This is the mooch.
What are you running a gym?
What do you say there, bottlenose?
What a weird plot, by the way. Like, calling out his staffer for personal plans. It's insane. In one of the oddest interviews in recent history, the Mooch, or Scaramucci, also known as Tony the Mooch.
Oh, my God. Also known as Vinny the Nose. Also known
Tony Mooch.
my least favorite Cab Calloway
Mickey
song.
Four Eyes.
The chin.
Unleashed profanity after profanity in a documented interview with Ryan Leza, including using the word cock 3 times.
Right.
And the word fuck a total of 6 times.
You cock fuck.
Fucking cockfuck.
What the hell?
What, Liza? What?
Easy
And
on
he was
this.
talking
I
about the
know.
Boy
Take it
Scouts
easy.
at the time, or what?
Fuck yeah.
Easy on the cursing, Joe Latex.
Upset that someone had
Fair play.
upset that someone had leaked his dinner plans to
They got
Liza.
off of Paul O'Neill's cock and totally got onto Jeter's cock. Paul O'Neill's cock.
Yes, cock 3 times
Cock.
and fuck 6 times. Yeah,
Cock.
that's right.
Cock.
I think
Sounds
we've
like
met the
chicken
quota.
dance.
Knock 3 times
Hello?
on the cock.
Is this Anthony Scaramucci?
I'm going to need that in the morning tomorrow.
Cock.
Fuck.
Hey,
cock,
you know,
cock.
Anthony, I have to print this. I'm a reporter for the New Yorker.
Reputable.
Yeah, okay, blow me, man.
Upset that someone had leaked his dinner plans, the Mooch called the reporter and attempted to coerce him into revealing his source.
It's my anniversary.
I don't brush my teeth.
Yeah, right. He's trying to press the guy for his source. The guy's like, I can't do that. This is your first day.
Exactly.
What's he eating?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it was the guy who takes the reservations, retard.
Lenny's Clam Bar.
This was playing in the back. You know? He's like, hold on, I got to take this. It's the New Yorker. He's like,
Who said that?
Riles.
Who told you that? Who told you that?
In the process, he then went off on the chief of staff, Reince Priebus, calling him, quote, a fucking paranoid schizophrenic, end
Get
quote.
him too.
You're not going to print this, right? It's off the record, right? Right?
And threatened to,
You know, I don't want to say any names. I'm talking about our friend,
I thought we was friends.
Priebus.
fire his entire communication staff.
I meant to say that to
Outta
Dr.
here.
Rob
I
Davidson
took care of that thing for you.
when he was talking about the people who are just like, after the third drug overdose, just fuck them. That's what it sounded like. The guy when they're at the meeting of the 5 families, they're animals anyway.
Let them lose their souls.
Let them lose their souls.
Cuz.
They're animals anyway. Let them
Leave it
lose
in there. Let them
their souls.
Quote, I already
I
fired...
will take their souls.
keep it out of the schools.
Sonny,
Minions.
Quote,
my boy.
The
My
souls.
Good evening.
My
We will
boy
assume
is
all the power of all their souls.
I'll feed off their souls.
my boy is dead.
No one can stop us.
If a bolt of lightning shall strike my son.
Tommy Rockstar.
Tatalia.
I knew it was you all along.
Strachey.
Quote, I already fired one guy the other day.
We will take their souls.
Right.
Now Priebus is gone too.
Yep, Priebus is gone. And I have 3 or 4 people I'll fire tomorrow.
I drew blood.
I'll get to the person who leaked. Let me tell you, don't you worry.
Let me tell you.
Right now.
The mooch is Trump's mini-me.
The mooch is clearing house, man.
Mooch is like the devil on Trump's shoulder. He can't really say all that stuff, and he just comes out and says it. I think the more people he hires for positions like this, he's insulating himself. You notice he doesn't come out as much, or does he? Maybe he does.
He's got the mooch, man.
Who the Trump or Mooch?
I think Trump wakes up in the morning and goes, okay, I'm going to insulate myself and let these guys talk for me, this crazy stuff. And then by the afternoon, it's hats off to Larry, and he's just like, he's like, all right, forget that idea. Right. He's like a squirrel.
The mooch continues.
Melania's like, I told you, give him decaf.
It was an abortion, Donald. An abortion.
It was
like our marriage.
It was a son.
He was only 16 years old.
She was young. She was beautiful.
Oh, man. It's a microphone technique already.
Yeah, take it easy.
Oh, eat a dick.
Stop yelling
blowback.
into the mic, guys. Come
The mooch continued, I'm not Steve Bannon. I'm not trying to suck my own cock here. When reached for comment by TRN, Mooch promptly told us to eat a bag of dicks.
I'm turned on.
Is this a recent interview?
Steve Bannon replied, physically impossible and morally suspect.
2 days ago, Mario.
I don't know what I did with the other.
Eat a fucking bag of dicks for all I care.
Delicious.
That's the Mooch on the phone. All right, you know I have to print this, right?
Eat a fucking bag of dicks for all I care.
We've got an exclusive with the Mooch on line 9.
Anthony Scaramouche, Long Island's own. The pride of Long Island. The pride of Ronkonkoma.
Where in Long Island is he from?
I don't know, but Trump was in Ronkonkoma today, I think.
Wait a minute, this Chooch is from Long Island?
Yeah.
It makes sense now.
Yeah.
Like Oyster Bay.
In Suffolk County, there was a big protest.
This is our
today.
newsman.
He
didn't read the first line.
It says right here, Long Island native, right?
It was a great jump. He went from Bordy Bond bouncer to the press secretary.
Wow.
He was running the parking lot at the Dublin pub last week.
I wonder if he's ever been to the Right Track Inn.
Probably has.
Insiders
right
call
near
it the
my house.
RTI.
John, can I get a tiny little bit of Mario up, please?
A touch.
Just a touch.
I have nothing to say.
If he stops screaming into the mic, I'll do it.
This story is.
I forget what mic he's on, actually. Sorry, there we go. Okay, try it.
This story is out of California. A pair of band members from the rock band Kiss are apparently just as interested in merchandising as they are making music.
Oh, boy.
Really?
Only a pair.
Here we go.
I thought they were like, all about the music, those guys.
No, they're all about the meat sauce now.
Meat sauce. Reports out of California.
Smell this chopped meat. Is it bad?
How does this look to you?
How's this look? Look great?
Reports out of California state that bassist Gene Simmons and guitarist Paul Stanley
Shocker.
Bassist,
quote,
loose term.
Are set to open a rock and roll themed restaurant in Vacaville, California, a small town outside of Sacramento.
Vacaville. Come at you.
Yeah.
True story. True story. They both opened up a now failed coffee shop in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Have you ever heard of such a thing, Paul?
It's crazy, dude. They had a coffee shop
you
in
a cop?
Charleston. No, wait, in Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach. It was awful.
Myrtle.
Yeah.
Kiss, Kiss
You can
frontman.
get your refillable Kiss cup.
Your Kiss vapes.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Kiss frontman Gene Simmons tells TRN that he and Stanley intended to, quote, bring the party to Vacaville by way of opening a new location of their casual dining chain, Rock and Brews.
Can I get a double espresso love gun?
They've been partyless for too long, those people.
They're going to bring the party. They're going to show up at the ribbon cutting with the fucking writing scamps.
There's more than one.
There's a chain, Mario. There's a chain.
Wow. My wife, speaking of merch, bought a Tom Petty shirt. 40 fucking bucks, Tommy.
Yeah, dude, that's what we
40
get.
years
One for every year.
That's
How much does a shirt like that cost?
That's what us merch men
To
get.
produce.
It's the Heartbreakers. $4, $3.
So, man, talk about capitalism.
Yeah,
It's 100% markup. I mean, 100 times markup.
400%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Capital.
I was at that Tom Petty show.